right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Well, I'm not. I'm going with Arizona. You know why I'm going with Arizona? Because I sit there and listen to the scouting report from a knucklehead, and I went up there and said, "Well, Leaky gonna beat Arizona." We all know how that.
I told you that wasn't gonna happen.
Man, you tell me too much. What I need to do is stop listening to you.
Jackson, yeah, I've been telling you that too. Jacksonville, Ohatchee, bad day for Ohatchee.
No contest.
Bad day for Ohatchee.
Jackson ran the score up on
Ohatchee definitely rebuilding. And listen, if Jackson, they run the score up on Jackson. That's not a good look.
That's not.
That's not a good look. And then listen, I know Bill Smith. If his team scored on your second team, let them score some points. They ain't scored none all year.
Yeah.
Let them score some points.
Yeah.
That ain't hurting nobody's feet. Y'all had them 50-something to nothing at one time. I mean, 14 at one, 13 at one time.
Yeah.
Let them score a point or two.
Yeah.
Don't run it up like that. That looks bad.
It does.
That looks bad. And let me tell you, it comes back to bite you too.
It will.
It'll come back to bite you because coaches never forget that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, they got some more.
that's no contest for me. But now this next one, tomorrow night's TV 24 game of the week, Hartselle and Oxford. And I'm going to tell you something.
It's going to be a good one.
Oxford picked a heck of a homecoming team. I don't know if they knew they were going to be this good at the beginning of the year, but they're bringing a 5-0 record in here, ranked number 6 in the state in 6A.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a tough test for Oxford.
It is.
I listen, I love Coach Adams and what he's doing. I just feel like it's going to be a really close game. I feel like Hartselle leaves with a 2 or 3, maybe 4-point win.
I think it may be a touchdown.
Touchdown?
Yeah.
What you got, King?
I think Hartsville's going to pull up, and Yellow Jackets going to pull it out. And why I say that, they play better when people start doubting.
Yeah.
They doubt.
I agree with that, and I'm not doubting the Yellow Jackets.
It ain't like you ain't signing.
Lay it on the table, you saying.
It ain't like you
I'm laying it on the table. I'm just saying Hartsville's that good this year.
Okay,
I'm not taking nothing away from Oxford.
We play some good teams.
Yeah, they solid.
Yeah. And here's another thing. Oxford ain't got nothing to hang their head about. They went up and beat a great Huntsville team that knocked off the number 7 team in 7A, Bob Jones, this week. This past week. So
at any given time,
I just feel like
anybody can beat you.
here's what I feel like. The reason I'm saying it's a 2 or 3, 4 bump.
Y'all know what it's being back.
That's on the other side. Right?
Smile because you're on TV right now.
On the other side, right over there.
I mean, hey, come on. But I think that Hartselle comes in, not that they're any better. Oxford's just young.
That in both sides.
Unbelievable. Will you get your kinfolk away from the tent?
One thing you ain't gonna be able to do. Hey, get it started. Get it started if you want to, buddy.
So that's why I'm giving Hartselle a 1 or 2, 3-point, 4-point win, is because Oxford played at home. It's tough to play at Lamar Field.
Yeah, it is. It was actually a good game for a minute last week. So
yeah.
It really was.
I'm trying to figure out, didn't I just say that? Are you repeating what I said? Are you just trying to make it sound better?
Make it sound better. Pleasant Valley, Raglan. Don't know a lot about either team, and Raglan went and got a big win the other day against somebody. I don't remember who it was down south.
Raglan gonna beat Pleasant Valley.
I think Pleasant Valley wins it. It'll be a close one, but I think Pleasant Valley wins it.
I'll tell you now.
Sachs, B.B. Comer, another slobber knocker.
I will be at that game tomorrow night.
And I'm going to tell you.
It's going to be a good game right there.
I'm going to tell you something. B.B. Comer shocked me last week with the win over Vincent because I didn't know how good Dadeville was until the end of the Welborn game.
Yeah.
So, listen to this. B.B. Comer, Dadeville is 3A, B.B. Comer's 2A.
Yeah.
B.B. Comer will beat Sachs tomorrow night. I feel like they beat them maybe a touchdown.
That's Sachs. That's Sachs.
B.B. Comer has a running back.
They sure do.
They got
235 pounds.
They sure do.
He's been done in basketball.
What do they call his name? They call him Run.
His name's Kamari.
Running something like that.
He's mad.
What you call?
He runs a 4.47. at 235 pounds. He can dunk the basketball.
Now, he's a bad boy. And if you haven't seen video clips on him, y'all go look at the kid, the running back from BB Comer. He's really good.
Yeah, he is. He's really good.
You say he's going to beat Sachs?
I'm calling it that I think BB Comer beats Sachs. Be close one, but I think they pull it out.
I got to go with my alma mater.
He's going with his alma mater. That's okay. I mean, the King does too.
I don't worry about it. I seen him cry. I seen him cry about
Listen,
That's all right.
Weaver, Asbury, somebody's got to win. They're both 0-5. I'm going to give the edge to Weaver this week.
And I hope Weaver come through for
I do too, because I've given it to them a couple times. They've let me down.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give them the edge this week. Welborn, Talladega. I think Welborn doubles up Talladega, probably even worse.
Hey, listen, we're going to go to break and we'll finish this up. We got some more stuff me and Buckethead got to discuss here with Dax. All right.
Hey guys, my name is Thomas Shelton, aka the Alpha Man. I'm the proud presenting sponsor of High School Primetime with Buckethead and the King. When you think high school football, think High School Primetime. And when you think of insurance, think of me, Thomas Shelton at Alpha Insurance. I'm a proud sponsor of many of our local teams. I give out over $7,500 a year to our local teams in our community. As part of Alpha, we've been in the community giving back for over 100 years, and I'd love to be your agent next time you think of insurance. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Carrie. At Timberline Homes of Anniston, we offer a variety of manufacturers, including our very own Timber Creek Housing. Timber Creek opened their doors in August of 2021 and now offer over 10 finished sheetrock floor plans.
At Timberline Homes of Anniston, we partner with 7 lenders to offer the best financing terms for you and your family. Our Land in Lieu loan option allows you to use the full value of your land as your down payment. Visit us at www.timberlinehomesofaniston.com to get pre-qualified today.
There's a special place where overtime gives way to family time, where fast pace becomes a little slower lifestyle. At Campers Unlimited, we can help get you there, where your lake house, beach house, or tailgate headquarters can have the same address. We carry the top brands in America like Grand Design and Forest River. With a large selection, we're sure to have a floor plan that fits your needs. So when you're ready to disconnect in order to reconnect, take the easy drive to Campers Unlimited on Interstate 59 in Gadsden or shop us online at campersunlimited.net.
Hey, this is Skip Chopper right here at TV24. I'm right here at K&T Auto Auction right here, 100 Industrial Drive here in Oxford, Alabama. Come out here and see the friendly folks here at K&T Auto Auction. Relax, have a good time, and see everything what this is about right here at K&T Auto Auction. Tell them Skip Chopper sent you.
Welcome back to High School Prime Time to finish it off right here. We're about a little over 12 minutes away from kickoff to one of the biggest games that's been anticipated all year. This doggone bulldog fight between Anniston and Piedmont. And look, if you can't get here, which I don't know if you can get in if you got here right now anyhow, but if you can't get here, it's on WOTM, My 68. You have Coach Rick Rhodes and Mickey Shaggart on the calls tonight. And listen, we've heard them all. They do it every Thursday night. You can't beat them. They do a great job. So make sure, like I said, I don't know if you can get in this place right now if you wanted to with the lines stacked up. You'd probably definitely miss kickoff. But come on anyhow if you want to. It's a great atmosphere. But if you can't get here, watch it on WOTM My 68. But let's go through a couple more games, then we'll finish off with this game. We were talking about Hoax Bluff, White Plains. I feel like that could go either way.
Yeah.
Neither one of them has shown any dominance this year. It's at Hoax Bluff, so you're probably going to lean a little bit toward Hoax Bluff since they're at home. But I think it'll be a close ball game.
Yeah, it should be.
This is my home school, Cherokee County. Mumford. Mumford's traveling up there tomorrow. Now, I'm going to tell you, I like Mumford, but I don't like them in this game.
He set himself up.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on him to set himself up.
I can't help myself. I think Cherokee County's that good this year.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, their only loss is to number 14 in the state, Aniana.
Yeah.
And that was a close loss. And it could have went either way.
Yeah.
Right up to the end of the game.
And they beat
So,
Piedmont.
yeah, they beat Piedmont. So, listen. Mr. Smith, to me, it's probably, and I've said this all year, so it's no surprise, to me, it's probably the best athlete in this area. Athletes in this area. Not talking about position-wise, I'm talking about the best athlete in this area. It's Sylvester Smith from Buffalo, number 11. Y'all have all seen him play. He's our Buffalo Wild Wings high school primetime player of the week this week. And I just don't see him getting it done tomorrow on the road. What do you think?
I think one thing, you better give your boys a prep talk.
I mean, I think they'll go for and play with all they got. I just don't think they can. I don't think they'll pull it off. Now, if they do, I hope they do.
How you ask me what?
But I don't think they will.
I wish they were playing in Mont.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I know why you're saying that.
They play harder in Mont.
Oh, I thought you was going to say there's a lot of yellow flag and a lot of hankies on the ground.
Oh, it's going to be rough in Cherokee County. It's hard to go beat them in Cherokee County. Ask Anniston.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Ask Anniston. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, I don't want you to get in trouble with the referee association, so I'm going to move on to the next game.
What I'm saying, I wish they were playing in Mumford.
Mumford plays hard
at home.
They do play with a lot of heart in front of the home crowd.
Yes.
Hanley at Lynette, I think Hanley doubles Lynette up. I don't think Lynette is as good as they've been being in the past.
I know Coach Story. They're a little down a little bit.
Now, you told me earlier, Hanley the running back, I bet he does not play in this game.
Yeah, he has a hurt ankle, so I don't know how severe it is, but I'm hoping he can play, at least for Anniston. I want him to play that game.
I don't think he'll, in this game tomorrow night, I don't think he touches the field. They'll want to keep him for Anniston.
Yeah, I think it will too. So,
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm about to get to see y'all person besides seeing y'all on TV and all that.
Look good. Thank you for keep watching.
Keep watching.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Randolph County and Wadley.
That's still right there.
Randolph County is undefeated right now.
Yeah, and Wadley is doing this. They surprised me when they let Rammer go down there and beat them. And then they turned around and beat Spring Garden, which was one of my 1A dark horses for the state championship game.
And you know, Randolph County has a solid quarterback. I think his last name is Willis, Avion Willis. So I think he's maybe a NAA type player. He's a 24 kid, so he's a solid quarterback. So I'm going to go with Randolph County.
I think Randolph County gets it done. I like Wadley. They got on me a little bit last year because I was talking about apples and cookies. But
yeah, they gave you the blues.
Ain't got nothing to do with this game. I just think Randolph County gets it done because they're still in the hunt for within their region.
Yeah.
They're battling it out.
Yeah.
And so I just think they're too strong for them this year. Yeah. Spring Garden, Cedar Bluff.
You got some teams right now that's actually fighting for that third and fourth spot.
Yeah.
And can't lose these games coming up Friday.
Well, like last week, prime example, early in the season, Heflin, Mumford played for probably the fourth spot in their region.
Yeah.
Now Heflin, unless something crazy happens, or Cleveland County, I don't want to call them Heflin, they like to be called Cleveland County now. If something crazy happens, they're out.
Yeah,
they're out of the playoffs already. Already.
That's right. That gets crazy how it's
Spring Garden, Cedar Bluff. I think Spring Garden wins this hands down. Cedar Bluff will give them a tough fight, but I think Spring Garden wins the game. That's really around our area. That's all the games,
I got a team I need to talk about.
Okay.
I mean, you talked about them last year, and I know Jackson, I got something. He may know a little bit more about them, too. What's going on with Centerpoint?
Centerpoint.
They're good. What are you doing?
It was a swap. Last year,
But they're good this year.
They got a nice running back in Troy Bruce. He has some G5 offers. They got a defensive end, Malik Brown. Man, that kid can play.
And I'm going to tell you this. They're not out of the
we got
Sorry, guys. But we will respect the flag. That's nothing right. I used to say War Eagle when it got done. I didn't say that. I won't say that no more.
I'm glad you don't learn your lesson.
I definitely don't say that no more, but guys, it's getting close. It's getting really close. It's got really dark under our tent here.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even see me.
Yeah, that's part of it right there.
But we're 6 minutes away, and most anticipated game up to this point for the season. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to talk a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going with Anniston in this game. I think Piedmont keeps it close early. And then I think Anniston's depth and size and quickness will be the difference in the game. And in the third and fourth quarter, they'll be playing the second teams, both sides. So it doesn't really, unless it's still close.
Yeah.
But I think Anniston will open it up a little bit, maybe 2 touchdowns, and everybody will breathe a little easier, and nobody will want to blow anybody out in this big game. So I think Anniston leaves here with probably a 2-touchdown lead.
The referee's going to keep it close.
I said 2 touchdowns. That's close.
You said it the way you want to say it. I'm saying it the way I want to say it. They're going to keep this game close. Referee's going to keep this game close. Yeah. It's on the table. Take it off if you want to.
Good game. I got to go with that.
No point spread.
No point spread.
I just think the reason I say what I said is because I think Anniston's depth and their ability to play most kids one way and their size is going to be the difference in what you'll see tonight on this field. So
I say this, you know that we went somewhere and we were watching some of the smaller schools at the state championship last year, and we were shocked that we seen the team and they didn't have about like 15, 20 players on there. Lee Hubbard, I see you, and about 15 players on that sideline, and you like, man, that's small school, but they played. And they made it to the state, but we talking about, look on the sideline and you might see 20 or 30, might about 35 players.
Piedmont?
On both sides, almost.
No, Anniston, both of them got more players
I
than
think
that.
Coach Smith said Piedmont got 7, 8 players.
Yeah.
He dressing everybody.
Well, he's got that many. I mean, why not dress everybody? He's got that many.
I like to see what their classification is.
Yeah.
Because I know if he got that many, he got some 9th graders out.
Yeah.
So did Anniston.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But I still
So all 3 of us are going with Anniston? I bet Coach Smith is in the locker room watching this right now. He's loving that.
Sorry,
He's
Coach,
saying,
I love you, Coach.
He's saying,
I know you're going to have a good game
look what
plan.
the Buckethead King and Dex have said. They don't believe in you. So let's go out there and prove them wrong. Hey, I'll take a little billboard material. I'll take some.
Listen, man, that's the line still halfway out there in the road. Them folks still trying
That's
to get
what
in.
I tried to tell you. If you tried to come right now, I don't know if you'd make the kickoff. But guys, like I said, tune in. It's on WOTM My 68. You got Mickey and Coach calling the game. You won't get any better than that, I can tell you. And and I'd love to hear Mickey say that's a Buckethead King touchdown one time. So say it when Piedmont scores so the King can get mad.
I ain't got to worry about it. He in it.
Guys, appreciate you tuning in with us tonight. We're still good? Oh, okay. Well, we'll keep going. My God, I'm trying to cut it off short.
Don't be trying to cut me out my minutes, man.
I'm trying to cut you off short.
You got folks coming over here speaking to you. You over there blowing them out, man. We're going to catch you when we get back to the shop. You can't do that.
Listen, fans.
You got fans, man.
As soon as we get off the air, we'll talk to you for hours. But we're trying to do a show, and I know the King, he gets lost in the stuff he says anyhow. So if y'all need him, just taking him over away from us, and me and Dex will keep going. But it's sort of, when it's tough to talk when you got people yelling in your ears, though. So it's tough to concentrate.
First thing first, you need to be able to chew gum and walk it. You can't do that. I already know because y'all off balance.
When they came up, you wasn't talking on the show.
I was telling you. You were talking.
All we seen was the ear. This thing wasn't zoomed
come over
in.
here and tap. My mom always said somebody tapped in your shoulder. You need to see what it is. You get hit in the head up here, Buckethead. I'm trying to look out.
I'm looking out for you.
You talking to that?
I'm looking out for you.
The man had 2 crutches.
I said, hey.
No.
But look, get ready for the game, and I'm not going to cut it short. But,
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Keep going. He said,
I want to talk about one other game, though.
All right.
Tomorrow night's game, Oxford, Hartsville. We talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's going to be on TV 24.
All right.
And it'll be on all the apps and all, social media.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. That's another good game to follow up this game tonight.
Yeah, it is.
And there's some good games in our area. We talked about most of them.
Yeah.
There's some big games statewide as well.
Right.
But none bigger than this one tonight.
Yeah.
And in our area, none bigger than the Oxford game.
Yeah.
And you got Montford, Cherokee County.
Yeah.
That's another big one. Sachs,
Yeah.
B.B. Comer is
Yeah.
another big one. Alexandria,
Yeah.
Central Clay
Yeah, that's gonna be
is
good.
another big one.
If you love high school football, man, you got a choice.
Within a 30-mile radius
got a
right
choice.
here,
You got a choice.
choice to see a slobber knocker, old school football game.
A lot of good players.
Listen, I need to say this right here. I had an old lady come by here right before we got started good, and she wanted to thank TV, My 68, for showing the game on TV, because she said her friends at home and weren't able to come out to bed to see this ball game. See, that's important to me,
Oh, absolutely.
and I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, she said she's an elder
Are
lady.
they cutting you a check?
Hey, make that out to the king.
They cutting him a check. Dex, man, you got left out on that one.
Make
didn't
that
you?
out to the king.
You got left out on that one. But,
7 o'clock.
okay.
And good evening from the Field of Champions in Piedmont as Thursday Night Lights invades the northern tip of Calhoun County for a highly anticipated non-region matchup from two ranked teams. It's a battle of Bulldogs tonight as Piedmont plays host to Anniston on the AHSAA Game of the Week presented by AmFirst. I'm Mickey Shadricks, joined again this week by Coach Rick Rhodes. And, you know, there was a time in Calhoun County where you couldn't even envision this matchup happening. After all, Anniston was the largest school in Calhoun County for so long. They were consistent winners, while Piedmont was one of the smaller schools. But Piedmont is now the household name in this state with 4 of the last 7 3A state championships, and they're off to a 3-1 start this year, so they appear to be a contender again. Meanwhile, Coach, for Anniston, they came out of the gates blazing. They're off to a 5-0 start, and it's the way it happened that is kind of bringing back memories of the glory days of Anniston football.
Well, a lot of people say this is the best Anniston team in 30 years. They're ranked number 5 in 4A right here. They're undefeated. They've got 4 or 5 blue chip players and a ton of all Calhoun County players. It's going to be a heck of a matchup. Talking about some of the players, let's look at key players for tonight's matchup. Well, first of all, for Anniston, Raquez McKeldry, committed to Alabama, an all-state tackle, a tremendous drive blocker. He will be a force in this football game for sure. For Piedmont, Jack Hayes, what can I say? The all-time touchdown leader in the history of football in the state of Alabama, and closing rapidly in on 3 more records as we speak. 3-time all-state quarterback. He's an electric player. 2 really, really good ones. And our key players presented by Luma Dentistry. Clearly a game that needs a big stage. We've got it tonight on the AHSAA statewide Game of the Week presented by AmFirst.
Retirement planning, investment planning, education planning, ad valorem, blah, 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 blah. Financial planners love to show their version of a perfect retirement, but what about your perfect retirement? At AmFirst Financial, we'll get to know you first, so we can make a plan for the person you'll be years from now, and future you will be glad we planned ahead. So call AmFirst Financial today. You'll thank you later.
You know, Tony, it's almost that time of year again. Well, we already know the outcome. Roll Tide. No, not that game. I'm talking about scoring the #1 truck in America for the last 45 years, the Ford F-150. Right now, you can order a new 2023 Ford F-150 at Sunny King Ford with absolutely no deposit. Choose the features you need and the extras you want. Only at Sunny King Ford. That's right, Sunny King Ford, on the sunny side of the street, Anniston, Oxford. Now that's a catch.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama. Because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Are you ready for some football? Then WOTM is the place for you. On Thursday nights at 7 p.m., veteran broadcaster Mickey Shadrick and former high school state champion and collegiate national champion Coach Rick Rhodes bring you live coverage of the AHSAA TV Network Game of the Week, presented by AmFirst. Friday nights at 7 p.m., it's the TV 24 Game of the Week, presented by Sunny King 4. And the action continues Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. with an encore presentation. Drummond's Company, Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, right here on WOTM.
Great atmosphere for high school football tonight at the Field of Champions as we continue to get set for kickoff between Piedmont and Anniston. Time to take a look now at our Blueprints to Victory, presented by Rob Walker Architects. And Coach, Rob Walker Architects believes the architect's role extends beyond the traditional services. They serve as a close advisor and partner to the clients for the entire process. Now you give us our Rob Walker Architects Blueprints to Victory.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned tradition and the entire process, because that's going to be important tonight. Anniston has got to focus on what's important, and that's that process. They can't get caught up in the hype. You know, this is called the Field of Champions. The tradition here is second to none. If they get caught up in that, Piedmont can give them a hard time. They've got to focus on Anniston football. For Piedmont, Hayes is a tremendous player, one of the very best in the state, but he's going to have more help tonight than he's had at any time this year. He's going to have a running back step forward. Somebody's going to have to make some big plays offensively and defensive as well. Special teams are going to be important. Again, it's going to be a heck of a football game.
Maybe a Calhoun County non-region matchup, but I tell you what, folks all around the state interested in this one. We're going to kick it off momentarily. It's Anniston at Piedmont, and it's coming up next on WOTM.
It's the 1-2-3 sales event happening right now at Sarah Nissan. 1 year of free gas, 2 years of maintenance, and 3 months of no payments. Sarah Nissan is ready to put you in a nicer, newer vehicle and let you keep more money in your pocket. Call 256-245-5000 for more details. Must buy a dealer-suggested retail price with dealer-approved lender. 1 year gas capped at $1,000 in form of a gift card. 2 years of maintenance covered oil changes at recommended intervals. 3 months no payments required dealer-approved lender. See dealer for details.
And we're back at the Field of Champions. We just had the coin toss. It was won by the Anniston Bulldogs, and they want the football. So this high-powered, high-octane Anniston offense, coached by Rico White and company, is going to get the ball first. How about the job he's done? He's got the Bulldogs off to a 5-0 start, as the Bulldogs are looking good in 4A Region 4. Meanwhile, there's Steve Smith. Everyone around the state of Alabama knows about the job he has done. It's about a remarkable job in high school football as any coach really has ever done historically, because when you look back over the years at Piedmont, George Hoblitzel had some really good years when he was here, but other than that, no one's came anywhere close to what Steve Smith's accomplished since he took over in 06, and of course the 5 state championships, including last year's state championship. So the highly anticipated matchup between Piedmont and Anniston is underway.
Ooh.
And now we're going to have a tough break on special teams for the Bulldogs. That was a little tough to handle there for Jaden Dobbins, and he winds up stepping out of bounds.
Well, you know, it was a very interesting kick. It looked like the ball was going to go out of bounds, but it's going to take some, you know, some English bounce right there, straight towards the end zone, and the Anniston returner, if you watch that right foot, it's going to step out right there on the 3-yard line. And what a great break for Piedmont. Tough one for Anniston. I thought sure that ball was going out of bounds, but put on the right turn signal, and this brand of Bulldogs has got a long, long field.
And there's your starting quarterback for Anniston, Cameron Sandlin, who goes by Cam.
Well, he's a good one. He's already committed to South Carolina, 6'2", 215. One of the better athletes in the state of Alabama.
So rough field position to begin the game for the Bulldogs, and a nice play defensively for Piedmont, stuffing that running play for no gain. Here's the starting lineup for the Anniston offense, presented by Calhoun County Commissioner from District 1, Fred Wilson. And we mentioned Cam Sandler, and this offense is full of playmakers. They average 42 points a game. Coach Steve Smith told me earlier this week, very concerned about those guys getting in space and the damage they can do to you throughout the game. Second down and 10. And here's a snap to the man in motion. And up to about the 8-yard line goes Dontree Lunsford. Or correction, that was Malachi Taylor, the junior running back. Here's a look at the Piedmont defense, again brought to you by Calhoun County Commissioner from District 1, Fred Wilson. And Coach, you know as well as I do, this bunch plays very sound defense. They're going to have the work cut out for them tonight.
Well, for sure, against this high-powered offense, but I've been very impressed with Piedmont's quickness in these first two plays. They've actually been quicker to the football than Anniston. That's one of the question marks we had going into the ball game.
So third down and 6. Samlin in some trouble in his own end zone, throws downfield, just gets rid of it. It's incomplete. He took a shot toward after he released the football by junior defensive end Chance Murphy, so that'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, just a three-man rush initially. They played man-free with a couple of spies underneath, but nowhere to go with the football, and good pressure, and really a nice job by Samlin just to get the ball out of there. So the thing you want to do when you're backed up is what? Get enough yardage where you can use your spread punt. That is not the case for Anniston right here. That ball's going to have to be kicked in a hurry, and Piedmont should get great field position out of this.
So Sandlin stays on the field to punt and booms this one over the return man McLean Mohan, and this is going to take a huge role. So special teams playing a big part in this game already. Piedmont will get the football back at their own 27 after Anniston had to start from inside their own 5.
Excuse me while I try to catch that great field position comment going out the window right here. Just a tremendous punt, about a 75-yard punt, and kicked it away from the returners and really flipped the field.
Key there was getting enough height over it to get it over the return man, and then it took a nice Anniston roll. So this kind of flips the field back in Anniston's favor after the rough start field position wise for their offense. And there he is, the Piedmont quarterback, Jack Hayes. We'll talk a lot about him tonight. The record-setting quarterback starting his 50th game tonight for the Piedmont Bulldogs. He's the leading rusher on the team, and he shows why here on first down as he darts forward for close to 9 yards.
Yeah, quarterback power right there. Really nice blocking on the left side as we take a look at the Piedmont offense.
Presented again by Fred Wilson, Calhoun County Commissioner from District 1. Jackson Hayes last week set a new record for touchdowns produced. He is now the AHSAA leader in that category. He's only one touchdown pass behind that record as well.
Well, he's closing in on 3 more records right here as we speak, and could pass at least one of them tonight.
Second down and short, second down and 2. And the handoff up the middle, that goes to Cody Holloway. And that's going to be our first first down of the game as Piedmont with a couple of running plays, one from their quarterback, one from a running back, and they're out at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and ran right at the Anniston defense. You know, a sizable advantage for this defensive front as you take a look at the
Anniston defense brought to you by Fred Wilson, Calhoun County Commissioner, District 1, a defense with a lot of speed. Hard to run east and west against this bunch, and Piedmont went straight up the middle on them the first 2 snaps. First and 10. Here's a sweep around the left end, Parker Thornton, and that is that speed and pursuit on the perimeter that the Anniston defense is so good as. You see number 14, Love Kirby, getting up from the stop.
Yeah, that time Anniston got in a 5-man front. Piedmont was not able to get any blockers up to the second level. Those linebackers pursued very well and held that thing to no gain. Nice play there by that young man. I was just going to say, corner on the other side, Jaden Lewis is is an all-state player. Keep an eye out for him.
2nd down and 10. Hayes' first pass attempt is incomplete, as it was intended for Ishmael Bethel, the sophomore wide receiver. So all of a sudden, after a first down on 2 running plays, it's 3rd and 10 for Coach Smith's offense.
Yeah, and I think that Bethel is going to be a key guy tonight. He's got 23 catches on the year and 5 TDs. I think he's got to have a big night if they're going to be successful.
Coach Smith sending in the play with his quarterback Jackson Hayes. Boy, they've been a dynamic duo for a number of years. Piedmont's won 2 state championships under this young man's direction. He's pressured here, though, on 3rd down. Gets the pass away, and it is incomplete. Parker Thornton couldn't handle it, but he wouldn't have gotten anywhere anyway, as Anniston had that play pretty well diagnosed.
Yeah, really a big rush. First of all, by Hezekiah Harris, who came from his defensive end position, then had some help inside. Tried to dump the ball out on the swing route, but just off the fingertips. Wasn't going to go anywhere anyway, and a good defensive stand by Anniston.
And there's a good look at Jalen Cunningham, the senior, awaiting the kick. Is a short one, however, does take a Piedmont roll. Cunningham takes a gamble and then takes a hit from Thornton. Luckily, he was able to hold on to the football. Correction on the hit that time was Trevor Pike, the junior, hustling down on punt coverage. So both teams, one chance with the football, and Anniston back on offense now. Big Time Entertainment, Alabama's newest and largest family entertainment center, is located in Oxford, Alabama, right off I-20 at exit 185. You can come by after the game on Friday night and enjoy the unlimited arcade card for only $10 with the Big Time 5th quarter. Indoor karting, bowling, putt-putt, laser tag, elevated ninja challenge course, and over 85 arcade games, all waiting for you at Big Time Entertainment. And we will announce our Big Time player of the game coming up at the end of tonight's game. And there is a look at Cam Sandlin with a little better field position this time.
You know, they gained about 25 yards on that exchange of punts.
Sandlin back to throw on 1st down. Flag flies. He airs it out deep. He had Cunningham open behind the defender, Trevor Pike, but there's a flag back at around the line of scrimmage, which may indicate holding. We shall see, as our referee tonight, there you see him with a white hat, is Noel Stevens.
While we're waiting, a very interesting route. Had 3 receivers to that side, 1 shallow in the middle, 1 outside, and that middle guy went right down the area between the hash and the numbers and split the safety in the corner. But the ball overthrown, and wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him go back to that.
Rico White, Anniston coach, not happy about the call against the Bulldogs, as we get it from Noel Stevens.
Hold on, Mike. Holding on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
So holding call against the Bulldogs will back them up 10 yards. Make it 1st and 20. Sandlin hands it off up the middle. Malachi Taylor out across the 15 to about the 17. Takes a big hit there. Fisher Adams, a junior defensive lineman, helping out on the stop.
I tell you, Mickey, that was a defensive clinic there. The backside closed just like you're supposed to. The front side held their gaps. Pursuit got where they're supposed to. This is just great defense right here. Watch those blue shirts close down, close down. No cutback right there. Really, really nice defensive football right there by the Piedmont defense.
And another penalty against Anniston. Another holding call.
Well, we have seen a lot of that this year.
We got illegal formation, not enough men on the line of scrimmage on the offense. Holding on the offense. The penalties declined. 2nd down.
We talked about the size of the Anniston lineman, but keep in mind now that nose guard for Piedmont, He can play in the big boys room. 6'1", 300-pound junior nose guard right in the center of that defensive alignment.
Correction, that was a procedure penalty decline, so second down. And once again, the give up the middle to Taylor. Spins his way out across the 20. And that's going to set up a 3rd down and 12 for this Bulldog offense.
You know, the thing you want to do offensively is you want to get a hat on a hat. In other words, for that front seven, you want to get a body on a body and have them try to make tackles with bodies hanging on them. Anniston hasn't been able to do that so far. The Piedmont defense has been able to pop guys clean, keep gap control in place, and made it very, very tough on Anniston so far.
Sandlin back to throw. Goes up top, and it's incomplete down at the 45-yard line. Jalen Cunningham was in the vicinity. It was defended well. Also, Trevor Pike was in the neighborhood. Piedmont's defensive back. There you see him on your screen, number 20. So it's going to be another 3 and out for this Bulldog offense that have yet to pick up a first down.
Yeah, I ran a corner route to their bench and really had some room behind the flat defender and in front of the safety, but the ball well overthrown. I think that young man right there is just a little bit too juiced up right now. Has to settle into the game.
Not as good a punt this time for Sandlin. Matter of fact, the exact opposite is a short kick and then takes a little bit of a Piedmont bounce back to the 31. So the Bulldogs are going to have great field position for their second offensive possession of the game. It'll be first down at the Anniston 31 for Piedmont. I'd like to thank our friends at Harvey's on Noble in Sylacauga. Outstanding menu, very diverse menu. We pretty much sampled everything, and it is excellent.
Another great steak again tonight. Unfortunately, Vince ate it, not me, but it was a great steak. If you're in that area, folks, go see them.
You know without even trying it because you've had that many, right?
I know it was good. I guarantee it.
Harvey's on Noble, Sylacauga. Make it your next stop, your next time out dining. First down at the 31 for Piedmont. Hayes keeps good patience, let the hole develop, and he's inside the 25 for a very nice gain on first down.
Well, and that backfit action really helps too. You know, you've got a little motion opening up the weak side. That weak side linebacker's got to move out just a little bit. You can see the right guard wraps around, gets a nice block. And, of course, Hayes, their leading rusher, knows what to do with that football. That really was a nice trap block there by Chris John Gurley, and the senior 275-pound right tackle.
Hayes comes in averaging right at 7 yards a carry, picked up 6 that time. Second down and 4. Here he goes again, and picks up about 2, maybe 3. He was met by one of the Anniston defenders right away and shook off that would-be tackle. So here's a 3rd and 2 now coming up for Piedmont at around the 23, and we're going to have our first mandatory heat timeout at 6:10 here in the first quarter. Just underway from Piedmont here on the AHSAA Game of the Week.
Sylacauga's best kept secret? No more. Harvey's on Noble is the place to go for the area's best food and drinks. Whether you're in the mood for steak, burgers, salad, seafood, or dessert, Harvey's on Noble will not disappoint, and the atmosphere is perfect for catching the big game or just relaxing after work. Harvey's is open for dinner Wednesday through Saturdays, so round up the family and we'll see you at Harvey's on Noble, downtown Sylacauga.
Mr. President, Bessemer Superhighway is backed up. What are we going to do?
Are you serious? Get me the King Boys.
King Boys Towing is the fastest growing tow and recovery company in Birmingham and surrounding areas for one reason. Our customers are our top priority. Whether your car has been in an accident, is stuck in the driveway and won't start, or you just need a tow to your preferred repair shop, give us a call. Our fleet of flatbed tow trucks will provide courteous and fast service. King Boys Towing, 205-428-3235.
And back at the Field of Champions, our first quarter mandatory heat break coming at the 6:10 mark of the first quarter. And when we resume play, it's going to be a very big down, 3rd and 2 for Piedmont as they've got it at the Anniston 23.
Yeah, I think drives like this are key for either team. I mean, when you get advantageous field position in a game like this, you've got to turn it into points. The opposition is just too good. You can't let opportunities go by. A lot of conversation over there.
Coach Steve Smith sending his offense out onto the field here on a big 3rd down and 2. It's when you normally would see this young man keep it himself, Jackson Hayes. So we'll see if Jack tries to get the 1st down himself. And he will. See the hard running there by the experienced senior quarterback. And he's going to have it.
Yeah, he was hit by Harris just a little bit short, but good body lean and great leg drive. That's about the 3rd time he's run through a couple of tackles.
Another look at the first down. They're going to measure. Looked like we thought he had it for sure, and now they're going to. Yeah. Now they are moving the chains.
Yeah, I thought he had it pretty clean.
Big 1st down there.
I tell you, Coach Smith is working those officials now. He's had several conversations, but this is red right, X53 over. You didn't know I was a lip reader, did you?
He's going to have to introduce himself to a new quarterback next year. I don't know
what he'll do. Yeah, start all over.
I mean, Hayes started 1 game as an 8th grader, started 15 games as a 9th grader, 14 as a sophomore, then 15 last year. Throw to the end zone. Beautiful. And it is a touchdown, complete to Ishmael Bethel for his 6th touchdown reception of the season. The Harvey's on Noble touchdown pass.
Well, I tell you, folks, this is a clinic on how to throw the fade route. They set it up beautifully. Inside run, inside run, inside run. Came off of it. 2 things. First of all, the receiver does a great job of stacking the defensive back, and the throw is absolutely perfect. Right over the outside shoulder. Absolutely no way in the world that Jaden Dobbins had any chance to defend that play right there. Just a perfectly executed play.
And the extra point is good as Piedmont strikes first. 7-0. Another look at the touchdown pass.
Well, if you look at it now, if you look at the very beginning of it, you can see that Bethel, at the beginning of this play, the little stutter is to set up that defender. Then he busts right through the outside shoulder. You're going to see it right here. Watch this little stutter step, 4 yards downfield. Now watch him go right through the outside shoulder and get back vertical, and the ball is absolutely perfect. There's no defense for that. Can't be done. It's impossible. I don't care if you have the best defender in the NFL out there. He can't defend that pass.
So 7-0, Piedmont striking first in this one. And, you know, this game's, even though we've seen some field position shifting, especially with the Anniston punt, it seems as though the opening kickoff kind of tilted the field in Piedmont's favor.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you think about two special teams situations, stepping out of bounds on the 4-yard line on the opening kickoff and then the 10-yard punt. I mean, those are 2 huge plays in this game. And, of course, special teams always seem to have a way of rearing their ugly head, especially in big games.
So the Sarah Automotive kickoff from Sloan Smith, and a whistle and a flag.
I think we got an offside on Piedmont. Never liked that as a coach. Guys got a little winded. Got to go back, do it all over again.
Prior to the kick, offsides on the kicking team. It's a 5-yard penalty. Re-kick.
You know, you want to get that edge. You want to get off on the ball, but you cannot jump it. That can be a real expensive penalty.
So we will do the Sarah Automotive kickoff again. And Smith's kick is shorter and fielded by Cunningham. And a nice return as he is out to about the 35-yard line to set up the Anniston offense with Good field position correction. That was Jaden Dobbins on the return.
That's a nice tackle by Jake Austin. Watch him coming from the left side of your screen. Makes that shoestring tackler. That one might have gone for a little bit more yardage. You know, I wonder if Coach Smith knows Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. I think they're the only two mullets in football. Not being critical. Not being critical at all.
First down at the 33. Little flea flicker action. Sandlin drifting left, squares his shoulders and throws it deep for Cunningham, who cannot make the grab at the 15-yard line. Trevor Pike was back there. Cunningham was behind the secondary, but the pass was a little short.
Well, this is the old flea flicker. Ball is thrown back, a little stutter step to set up the safety. Got behind him, but the throw really is a little bit late and underthrown. And you know, the thing you want, you know, for your quarterback is to play in rhythm. And so far, Cam Sandlin has really he just hasn't had any rhythm yet. He's really overthrown a lot of passes, underthrew that one. He's just got to settle into a rhythm.
Sandlin swings it out here. This is Cunningham, and Cunningham is very close to the Amherst first down, and I think he's going to have it. So the first down of the game for the Bulldogs comes with about 4.5 to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the fake held the inside linebackers. A nice block on the edge out there that time by Deion Lunsford. Sprung that for the best play of the night for Anniston.
And a little wildcat. Taylor doesn't get much at all as the Piedmont defense ready for that play. Maybe a gain of 2 with forward progress. We'll call it 2nd down and 8, just across the 45-yard line.
And just a little off-tackle power play. Pretty well defended.
Good look at Malachi Taylor, the junior running back for the Bulldogs. Now Sandlin back in to take the snap at quarterback on 2nd down and 9. They swing it out here to Cunningham, and he quickly gets it upfield just across the midfield stripe, and that's going to set up a big 3rd down and 4 now for this Anniston offense.
It's a real nice hustling play by Chance Murphy, the 215-pound defensive end. Ran that thing down from the inside out, showed good speed.
Third down and 4 for the Bulldogs. Sandlin with the pitch. It's behind the running back, and he's way behind the line of scrimmage, and Jalen Cunningham is going to be taken down back inside his 40 for a loss of 12 yards. A disastrous play there for Anniston on 3rd and 4.
Well, one of the keys to an option play being successful is you've got to get to your pitch key. You've got to pitch the ball off of the guy that's unblocked. This ball is pitched way too soon. It's pitched off pursuit, and you're going to see that even if this ball is caught cleanly, there's a lot of blue shirts out there. They're going to keep that from going anywhere. And of course, the ball on the ground just makes it a disaster for Anniston and leads to another punt situation.
So Anniston's best drive of the night comes to a halt here, and they have to punt it away. On the return here is Max Hansen for Piedmont, and Hansen out across the 30. Nice return up to about the 33-yard line. So the Bulldog offense takes the field, and while they do, we'll remind you coming up tomorrow night on My 68, the Friday night it gets. How about this matchup? Clay Chalkville and Thompson, 7 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night on My 68. Also will re-air beginning at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning on WOTM.
Might be a player or two on the field in that one.
Speaking of a player, how about this guy?
This
Jack
guy
Hayes.
could play for me anytime.
Hayes with a fake, rolling to his left.
And we
got whistles blowing as the pass was.
Got flags downfield. I don't know whether this is a hold in the secondary. One about the 50-yard line. The other one about on the 42. Yep. ran a crossing route right there. Somebody could have grabbed some jersey or.
Holding on the defense. It's a 10-yard penalty. Results of the penalty. First down.
So the penalty will give Piedmont a first down at their 42. Hayes swings it out here to Hanson, and Hanson staying on his feet across midfield down to the Anniston 48. Nice run there by Max Hanson.
Yeah, and really good blocking in the perimeter. That's just a little swing pass with two blockers out front. Watch at the bottom of your screen. The inside and outside receivers keep a body on a body, which is what you've got to do out there. And then watch the second effort right there on that little spin move. Yeah, it looks like this one's close enough to take a look at.
Short trip for the Chains. Take a few steps off the Anniston sideline for the measurement. Just short.
And of course, one of the things you think about right here is this a waste down? Do you try to hit a big one and then come back and get your first down?
.145 to play here in our first quarter. Piedmont with the ball and a 7-0 lead as their defense is so far in this first quarter has done a good job limiting the offensive production by the Anniston Bulldogs, who came into this game averaging 42 points a game. But it's been the Piedmont offense playing ball hog here in this first quarter. Second down and inches. Jack Hayes with the blitz coming, gets the pass away, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Thomas Probst, and he took a shot there from Jaden Dobbins.
Yeah, they put three receivers into the boundary and ran inside routes with the two outside receivers, and took that third receiver, ran a wheel route right down the sideline, drove that ball in between the safety and the corner. Tough catch, but I think Probst would be the first say that he should have had it. Good hit there by the safety coming across. Well conceived play, but a nice defensive play as well. So they call it football.
And still 3rd and inches, as they did take a shot on second down. Jack Hayes on the keep, takes a shot, but spins his way and gets his first down. I tell you, you're not going to tackle this guy by just bumping him or just an arm tackle. He is too tough, too physical. Flag on the play as well, so we'll have to check the penalty. As it stands now, it is an first down, but we'll have to see the penalty.
Well, that play tells you a lot about why he has been so successful. Looks like it's maybe a face mask.
Think so.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
That is the 4th penalty here in this first quarter against the Bulldogs.
Watch now, he's set it up right there. Now watch those feet just keep moving, a little spin move, and just is going to get that first down. Just really been impressed every time I've seen Piedmont with their ability to break tackles. Their weight room work cannot be overstated, I would think.
So here's Thornton with the handoff up the middle, and he is met at the 25 there by Roscoe Malloy, number 0.
A big all-county middle linebacker, and he does what middle linebackers are supposed to do. Shucks that block and pancakes the ball carrier.
Under a minute to play first quarter. 2nd down and 8 for Piedmont at the Anniston 25. Hayes gets rid of it quickly. This is Probst, and he's inside the 20. So that's going to set up a 3rd down and short as Piedmont is in the AFS red zone. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Our AHSAA game of the week from Piedmont tonight. The Bulldogs of Piedmont leading the Anniston Bulldogs by a score of 7-0.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
Serving East Alabama for over 20 years, Samco is your local convenient, clean, and friendly gas station. Fill up your tank with gas, diesel, or your favorite snacks and drinks. Samco has 48 locations to serve you in Calhoun, Etowah, Marshall, Talladega, and Cleburne counties. Samco is a proud community leader in giving back to help support local schools in East Alabama. For your convenient, clean, and friendly gas station needs, it's Samco.
You know, Tony, it's almost that time of year again. Well, we already know the outcome. Roll Tide. No, not that game. I'm talking about scoring the #1 truck in America for the last 45 years, the Ford F-150. Right now, you can order a new 2023 Ford F-150 at Sonny King Ford with absolutely no deposit. Choose the features you need and the extras you want. Only at Sonny King Ford. That's right, Sonny King Ford, on the sunny side of the street, Anniston, Oxford. Now that's a catch.
And remind you, coming up next Thursday night, our AHSAA game of the week. Head south as we will be with you for the matchup between Orange Beach and St. Michael. 7 o'clock kickoff right here on WOTM and the AHSAA Thursday Night Network. Yes, it will. And here in Piedmont, 2 programs that are well established. Piedmont, of course, as we talked about in our open, dominating Class 3A football for the last several years, especially since this man became the head coach in 2006. Meanwhile, the Anniston Bulldogs, they've got a couple of state championships on display in their school, one from 1989, one from 1994, but this is the best start they've had in many, many years. Piedmont, 3rd down and 7. Jack Hayes is going to dive forward, and we'll have the AmFirst first down. Actually only needed about 3 yards. So the second quarter begins with Piedmont a first down at the Anniston 16. Boy, what a big drive this would be, Coach, if Piedmont could go up by 2 scores in this first half. Hayes keeps and will be wrapped up from behind that time by Anniston's Darius Feaster. A gain of about, we'll call it a gain of 3. Second down and 7 for the Bulldogs of Piedmont. Hayes back to throw. Pocket collapses around him, and he will be sacked at the 17-yard line. A couple of Bulldog defenders wrap him up, led by Hezekiah Harris, a freshman defensive end.
They lose 4 yards on that play, so 3rd down and 11 for Jack Hayes and company. They got to hurry and get the play off. They're going to have to take a timeout from the sideline to avoid the delay of game penalty.
Timeout. Piedmont. Their first timeout of the half.
First timeout taken for either team. Comes at 9:51 here in the second quarter as Coach Smith looks down his play sheet on 3rd down and 11. Give us an opportunity to thank our friends at King Boys Towing and Recovery. Help us out every week on our Thursday night game of the week, getting our lifts to the stadium, giving us the good camera angles that we provide you each and every Thursday night on Thursday Night Lights. And there you see Reed Barrett high atop his lift here at the Field of Champions. Yes, he is. Bird's eye view. What a great atmosphere as well here.
Yeah, this is one of the best high school stadiums. Really one of the best high school complexes.
And it really is a complex.
Baseball, softball field, they're first rate as well. I saw a little video on YouTube about how all this was put together. It's a real commitment to young people by this community. It's built something special, and they expect something special.
Nice look there at the complex, as Coach Rhodes called it. And the pass is incomplete. Coach Smith will send out the field goal unit. Sloan Smith, the senior place kicker, will hit this one. They'll spot it at the 24, so this is going to be a 34-yard field goal attempt. Out of a hold from Thomas Probst. And a flag before the play, and we're going to have a procedure penalty against the field goal team.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And it was good to see Rush before the game. Kick is wide right, so no good. So the Anniston defense.
Night you, and things kind of changed a little bit. We'll see if that holds true to form here. But this is an excellent chance for Anniston now to kind of get this thing turned in a little bit different direction.
As I was about to say, the Anniston defense got to feel good about getting out of that without giving up any points as the offense takes the field. Still looking for their first points of the game.
Well, you know, they had the sack on 2nd down and then a very well-defended play on 3rd down, so that's some momentum, and it's up to that young man right there to take advantage of it, try to get this high-powered offense untracked.
And here is Cunningham. And there you see some of the explosiveness from Jalen Cunningham. The best run from scrimmage Anniston's had tonight. It's a Amherst first down.
Well, this is a speed sweep. At the end, squeezed down the linebacker scrape, but just got outran by Cunningham, who is described by his coach as the Swiss Army knife. He does a little bit of everything.
I don't think Anniston can score quickly. Ask Jacksonville. The Golden Eagles seem to be controlling their game with Anniston for most of the 4 quarters, and then Anniston got it going and wound up winning 30-23 coming back in the 4th quarter. And here's Sandlin with a big run across midfield into Piedmont territory.
That's very similar from what we saw from Jack Hayes. This is just a quarterback off tackle. and of course showed his speed to the outside, nice maneuverability to break that tackle, and it didn't take Anniston long to get that momentum wearing a white shirt.
The best back-to-back plays on offense for the Bulldogs so far in the first half. Consecutive Amherst first downs. They've got it first down at the Piedmont 40. Cunningham in motion. Sandlin fakes to him, and he will be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So a tackle for loss that time by Piedmont's Chance Murphy.
That's a really nice job by Murphy. He read the speed sweep. This play really took too long to develop. You can see that's a long time waiting for that handoff. And Murphy, just sits there and just waits and reads the mesh. And when he sees the quarterback keep, he just reads it and falls back in and makes a nice play.
Chance Murphy, 6'3", 220-pound junior. Nice play there. Negative play makes it second down and 12 for the Bulldogs. Back at the 42. Sandlin swings it out to Cunningham. Football's not loose. It is picked up by Murphy. And Murphy is going, well, the officials are blowing this play dead.
Well, this will be interesting to take a look at. They're going to rule that there was never possession. I can guarantee you there's a gentleman on the blue sideline that's going to disagree with that. You can see it swung out to the outside. I think that's probably a pretty good call. That ball's never really put away. Watch the ball get swung back to the right, knocked loose. I could see that call being made right there. That ball really is never completely possessed, in my opinion. Good break for Anniston, tough break for Piedmont, but nevertheless, it's going to be third down and 11 as we got another stoppage.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning on Anniston. That first one.
Well, the get-back coach just got chewed out. The get-back coach just chewed out the other coaches for not helping him out. The other coaches just chewed out the entire sideline. So there you go. Don't think we'll see another one of those.
Back to 3rd and 12 at the 42. Pressure up the middle. Sandlin goes down the middle of the field, and it is picked off at the 9-yard line. Flag flies. This is Trevor Pike. Returns it back to the 27 before he was taken down by Anniston's Cavante Johnson, but we'll await the penalty.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw a collision down on the 3-yard line, but it looked like it was after the interception. I don't know whether there was a block in the back. I wouldn't think it would have been an interference call, but maybe so.
I think this is going against Piedmont.
Pass interference on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. Results of the penalty, first down.
Well, there was a collision. If you look to the right of your screen, you're going to see 42 and the receiver right there collide. That is contact when the ball is in the air, so I can see that call being made.
And the referee right in position. Second penalty against Piedmont, and this is a biggie. Keeps the drive alive for the Bulldogs. First down at the Piedmont 27. And here is the Wildcat with Taylor. Reverses field, but just too many blue shirts in the neighborhood. Another tackle for loss back to the 31-yard line.
Well, that just shows you the quickness of the Piedmont defense. They got off blocks and ran to the football about as well as you can. You can see, watch those linebackers. You can see in the safety to that side, outside linebacker, all on block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blue shirts unblocked out there at the point of attack.
Well, the Wildcat with Malachi Taylor hasn't worked tonight. Piedmont defense been all over that. Second down and 14. Bulldogs show blitz. They rush 5. Sandlin with time over the middle. Pass is zipped downfield and complete to Javon Thomas, who held on to that with his fingertips for the Amherst first down.
Great concentration on his part. Of course, when you bring 5, that means you got to avoid an underneath zone. You can see all that green grass right in the middle right there. And nice job of putting the ball right in that area. Good concentration, nice fingertip control. Great concentration.
And here's Taylor with the Wildcat once again. Cuts it up inside, and he is down to about the 7-yard line as Anniston in the AFS red zone with their first serious scoring threat of the night.
Well, it's so important from an Anniston perspective now to turn this into a touchdown, not a field goal. They kind of got ignited by that stop. They got a great drive going. They want to finish it.
2nd down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Football spotted at the 7. They can get a first down. Three receivers split to the wide side. Sandlin will take the snap and take off. And a flag flies. Sandlin is going to be stopped at about the 1.5-yard line, but will await the penalty as another flag flies. And we've had a number of those here in this first half.
I wonder if this isn't going to be a hold right here. You know, they ran a little X scheme and ran big Raquez McKeldry. I really thought that Sandlin would have been much better off keeping the ball inside.
Holding.
It is a hold.
On the offense, it's a 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Boy, what a huge penalty.
Hey, we're going to TV timeout.
And here's another look at the play. There you see the hold right there, I think, was what the official saw. That'll take us to timeout. 3rd and long when we return to the Field of Champions in Piedmont.
Retirement planning, investment planning, education planning, ad valorem, blah, 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 blah. Financial planners love to show their version of a perfect retirement, but what about your perfect retirement? At AmFirst Financial, we'll get to know you first, so we can make a plan for the person you'll be years from now, and future you will be glad we planned ahead. So call AmFirst Financial today. You'll thank you later.
Right Way Auto is offering cash on the spot for cars, trucks, and SUVs. Our inventory is low, and to turn that around, we are buying pre-owned vehicles in good shape. Visit our 2 locations today on the Motor Mile in Anniston or Highway 21 in Mumford. We will buy your car even if you don't buy ours. Right Way Auto is offering cash on the spot for cars, trucks, and SUVs. Cash on the spot today for your vehicle at Right Way Auto Sales in Anniston and Mumford.
And I'd like to thank our friends at Sonny King Ford on the Motor Mile in Anniston, not far from us here in Piedmont, Alabama. Sonny King Ford, Tony Russell and his staff do a great job and have been for years. Sonny King Ford, an institution in the car business in the Anniston area and the state of Alabama. Sonny King Ford.
We're right in your backyard tonight, Mickey.
Absolutely.
Beautiful part of the state.
So here we go. 2nd down and 12 as we resume play. Sandlin looking downfield now will throw. Another flag flies. He completes it for the touchdown to Javon Thomas. But again, we've got to check the flag. And I think we're going to have another hold against Anniston.
That would appear to be it. That's usually what the call is on that. Really a nice job of running the scramble drill right there. Receiver did a little punch and pivot back to the outside. Nicely read, but no, the call is on. Well, it's going to be offsetting.
Holding on the offense. Holding on the defense. Those penalties offset. Still 2nd down.
Yeah, you see the hold there against Piedmont's number 51, and then a hold on the Piedmont defense as well.
So we'll try it again.
You know, you look at Anniston's schedule, 52 they put on the board against Welborn in week 1. Week 2 scored 24 against Villa Rica. That's their lowest scoring output. 55 against Mumford, 30 against Jacksonville,
A big fourth quarter in that game, then 49 last week against White Plains. They've yet to score here at Piedmont. Second down and 12. Sandlin's pass is complete inside the 5, and they're on the board here. Touchdown. That is Dion Lunsford taking it in for the Bulldogs' first points of the game, and no flag, Coach. Do you see a flag?
I see two.
Okay.
I see 2 arms up. So really well-designed play. They kind of cleared out everybody. They ran corner routes and deep middle routes, and then they're just going to drag. If you look from the left of your screen across, you see 15 coming across late. Nice job of recognizing it, and Dion Lunsford makes the catch and takes it right in the end zone and strikes a pose after the TD.
How about the protection?
Yeah, very well. That play obviously took a while to develop.
Here's your Sonny King extra point, Eduardo Lopez. Not enough lift on that one, so the extra point is no good, and Piedmont will keep the lead 7-6 with 5:42 to play here in this first half. But Coach, we're starting to see, it seems like Sandlin is starting to get a little more comfortable back there. Obviously, it's important when you got time to do this.
Well, yeah, and it looks like he's throwing much more in rhythm than he did earlier. Seeing the field a little bit better. Remember, the touchdown that was called back was a nice play on a scramble drill by him, and you know, he's very poised right here, just dumps it off just like you're supposed to, and just a well-conceived play. So we got us a ball game.
Kind of thought we would.
Absolutely. Now, what's important here is, from a Piedmont standpoint, they got to answer. And, of course, Anniston will try to keep that momentum wearing that white jersey. And don't think this kickoff in the field position that it will net is not important. Crucial.
There's Max Hansen, the senior return man, waiting to get an opportunity here. And Cam Sandlin to do the kickoff duties, the Sarah Automotive kickoff. Again, a beautiful night for football. Temperature comfortably in the 70s, virtually no wind to speak of. Hansen fields this one from the 10. Gets some good blocking. He's across the 30. Hansen out across the 40. Good return for the Bulldogs of Piedmont.
Yeah, really well executed return that time. Got in that wedge and got it almost out to midfield, and that's exactly the kind of field position that Piedmont was looking for.
And again, special teams have really impacted this first half.
Yeah, they really have, and they really, for the most part, have favored Piedmont greatly. And of course, you know, this part of the field is so important. You know, this is what's called the freewheeling zone. You really can do just about anything you want to offensively.
So Jack Hayes and the Piedmont offense back to work with good field position. Hayes with the fake, has to step inside the rusher, gets the pass away, and it is intercepted as he inbounds. The officials confer.
Looking for a call.
And it is an interception for number 6, Jaden Dobbins, as Jack Hayes throws only his 3rd interception of the season.
Well, this is a great play by Dobbins. Hayes does a great job of getting out of the grasp of the defensive end. It was a bootleg pass, and of course you try to hold the end. It doesn't do it. Watch Hayes. He's going to escape right here. Dips under, gets back outside. But watch the break on the football right here from his inside-out position. Just great awareness by Dobbins, and what a nice play. Tiptoes that sideline and makes that interception.
So first turnover of the game for either team, and the Bulldogs will have it first down right at midfield. And here is the handoff to Taylor. And you feel like the Anniston defense is starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm now.
Well, you know, and of course they ran that time behind McElderry, who, you know, is a very, very impressive offensive lineman. I saw him come off that time with a flat back, got movement right there. Running behind him is going to be very, very difficult for Piedmont to stop that.
This is a very big and physical Anniston offensive line.
Well, you know, he goes 346. Harris, who's their left guard, goes 320. I mean, that's 2 pretty good bookends right there.
You could work with that, couldn't you?
I would like to try.
Second and short. Taylor gets in behind that big offensive line again. A helmet flies off. I think it's going to be an Amherst first down, as the official will spot this at about the 37.5, and that should be enough to move the chains. That'll be Taylor's helmet coming off, so he'll have to come off the field for one play.
Yeah, and just an observation here. You know, Anniston keeps trying to bounce the ball outside. They've had much better luck when they've run the ball inside right at the Piedmont defense. Those blue shirts are quick. They get off blocks. When you run right at them, those big linemen can get bodies on bodies, and it's much tougher.
Sandlin gets it out here to Cunningham. Boy, he is quick. After the catch, he gets upfield in a hurry as he gains about 4 yards on that play.
Yeah, just a little swing pass to the outside. And just great movement inside by the Anniston offensive line, but the ball swung to the outside.
And a good block by Javon Thomas out there as well. Second down and 6. Sandlin, another handoff as, again, the Bulldogs working in the middle of that Piedmont defense. This is Elijah Allen, the senior running back, his first carry of the game.
Yeah, and ran the left side that time. Picked up a fair amount of yards, but it's going to be 3rd and 2 right here. You got to think they're in 4-down territory right here. All right. They've moved. They've got 2 tackles to the left of the formation now.
Taylor's back in there. He gets the call, and he gets the Amherst first down. Taylor stays on his feet down near the 21-yard line.
And that time they took McElderry and they put him to the left. Watch him just to the left of your screen. They double to the outside, get good movement. Nice inside cut to avoid the flat defender right there by Taylor, and picks up the first down.
So Anniston, first down at the Piedmont. 21 or 22. As we're under 3 minutes to play here in this first half. Bulldogs trying to take advantage of the Piedmont interception. Cunningham in some trouble. Look at the speed. I know that's still going to wind up being a 3-yard loss, Coach, but it could have been a 10-yard loss.
Yeah, it could have been a lot more. They got unbalanced again. Moved McElderry over to a left tackle and tried to run the reverse back to the short side. But a really nice job that time of doing what the edge guy is supposed to do. That's Red Alford. Stays outside, forces the reverse deep, and forces it to be a minus yardage play.
Very disciplined by the Piedmont defense. They've been in position on those plays that Anniston have tried here in the first half. Second down and 12. Cunningham in motion. They give it to him. Cunningham tried to wait on his blocks to set up, but there's too many blue jerseys there, led by number 24, Cale Alston, the sophomore linebacker.
Yeah, it ran that speed sweep one time to their right for good success, but the rest of the night, that speed sweep just has not been very successful at all. As we get another look at it here, just great pursuit again. Really nice job by that pursuit. Good tackle by Trevor Pike.
So 3rd and 11. Sandlin takes the snap. With plenty of time, goes to the end zone. Cunningham's got it for the touchdown. Again, it was the protection was the key, and when Cam Sandlin has had time, he's been able to deliver. Here, the Harveys on Noble touchdown will give Anniston their first lead of the game.
Yeah, this is a post route, and unlike the other times when I throw the ball over the middle, there's no safety help right here. I thought the ball was going to be overthrown, but really a beautifully thrown ball. You can see the safety squats in the middle on a little dig route over the middle, puts the corner one-on-one with the post, and just well executed. Great throw, nice catch, good route. And as you said, Anniston is in the lead, first time tonight.
And they're going to go for 2 on the Sonny King extra point. Taylor takes the snap and will get in untouched. Well, he gets a hit shot, but not till he crosses the goal line. So the two-point conversion is good, and the Anniston Bulldogs have taken their first lead of the game as they capitalize on the Jack Hayes interception. They convert on a 3rd and long, and they have a 14-7 lead. And here's another look at what got things going for the Anniston offense is their defense coming up with a turnover.
Yeah, it's really, again, a great job on the interception. Great awareness by Dobbins. Well thrown ball right there for the score on the post route, the inside route. And there's the two-point conversion. Caught him in man coverage. The corner is out of the play and well blocked. And Anniston has been very impressive the last 2 times out.
And Cam Sandlin has shown a lot of accuracy here when he has had time to throw.
Well, to his credit, he's really put it in a different gear. He's been much calmer in the pocket. Hasn't tried to be too good, for lack of a better term. He's just thrown in rhythm, and he's really turned his game around.
So the Sarah Automotive kickoff. Hansen had a good return last time for Piedmont. This one would be taken instead by Cody Holloway. And Holloway with a good return, able to turn the corner. And he's up near the 40-yard line. He's to the 38. As a flag flies, TJ Thomas on the tackle, the freshman.
We got a lot of yellow on the field. I'm sure those will be blocking the back or holds or clips, something like that's going to bring this ball back, I would think. There's a block below the waist right there. Pretty good collision on that sideline over there between a defender and a coverage guy.
No.
Waiting on Noel Stevens to give us the official word.
Block below the waist. During the return on the kicking team, 15-yard penalty. This is half the distance to the goal line. First down.
So now I'm not sure how aggressive Piedmont will be now with this field position.
Well, you know, you would think that they would see if they can't get a little drive going, get closer to that midfield area, and then try to maybe get a big one. Want to be careful here now. If I'm reading it right, Anniston still has all their timeouts left.
Piedmont with 2 timeouts remaining. Hayes on the quarterback keep. And he is stuffed that time as he runs into big number 53, Lindsey Smedley. Play gained about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Clock continues to tick away here with under a minute to play here in the first half.
Well, Anniston has, you know, again, Mickey, it's funny. You know, we talked about that missed field goal and sometimes what it does. You know, the whole temperament of this game has turned, and Anniston has been able to gain the physical upper hand. Their offensive and defensive lines are really winning the battles up front just about every snap now.
So 2nd down and 9. Here is Thornton on the handoff, and he is wrapped up and taken down at the 19-yard line by Anniston's Jaden Dobbins, and that will take us to the end of the first half. The Anniston fans who have made the short drive up to the northern end of Calhoun County tonight to cheer on their Bulldogs are letting the Bulldog players hear about it as they head to the locker room with the 14-7 lead. As Piedmont struck first in this one, then 2 unanswered touchdowns by Anniston through the air has given them the lead here at halftime. And we are joined now by Anniston head coach Rico White. Coach, Mickey Shadrick saying Rick Rhodes here with you. Talk about your team there and how the game started off, had some difficult field position, but then your offensive line seemed to take charge, give the quarterback some time to throw, and you got the lead here at halftime.
Yeah, the biggest thing, we had to settle down. We shot ourselves in the foot with some penalties early and made a few mistakes, but finally a couple of drives, they settled down and we got things going.
Coach, it looked like, your offensive and defensive lines really kind of took control of the game and enabled your quarterback to settle down a little bit. Those big guys up front, looks like they kind of led the way.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. We got big guys up front, but, hey, they got to keep playing. We got a whole second half. I expect them to do their job, and right now they're doing okay, but we got to pick it up.
Coach, thanks a lot for speaking with us here at halftime.
Thank you so much.
All right, Anniston head coach Rico White, whose team takes a 14-7 lead into the locker room here at halftime. You're watching the AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Am First from the Field of Champions in Piedmont.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
Are you ready for some football? Then WOTM is the place for you. On Thursday nights at 7 p.m., veteran broadcaster Mickey Shadrick and former high school state champion and collegiate national champion Coach Rick Rhodes bring you live coverage of the AHSAA TV Network Game of the Week, presented by Am First. Friday nights at 7 p.m., it's the TV 24 Game of the Week, presented by Sunny King Ford. And the action continues Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. with an encore presentation. Drummond's Company, Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, right here on WOTM.
Retirement planning, investment planning, education planning, ad valorem, blah, 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 blah. Financial planners love to show their version of a perfect retirement, but what about your perfect retirement? At Am First Financial, we'll get to know you first, so we can make a plan for the person you'll be years from now, and future you will be glad we planned ahead. So call Am First Financial today. You'll thank you later.
You know, Tony, it's almost that time of year again. Well, we already know the outcome. Roll Tide. No, not that game. I'm talking about scoring the #1 truck in America for the last 45 years, the Ford F-150. Right now, you can order a new 2023 Ford F-150 at Sunny King Ford with absolutely no deposit. Choose the features you need and the extras you want. Only at Sunny King Ford. That's right, Sunny King Ford, on the sunny side of the street, Anniston, Oxford. Now that's a catch.
It's the 1, 2, 3 sales event happening right now at Sarah Honda. 1 year of free gas, 2 years of maintenance, and 3 months no payments. Sarah Honda is ready to put you in a nicer, newer vehicle and keep more money in your pocket. Call 256-245-5000 for more details. 256-245-5000. Must buy at dealer suggested retail price with dealer approved lender. 1 year gas capped at $1,000 in the form of a gift card. 2 years of maintenance covers oil changes at recommended intervals. 3 months no payments require dealer approved lender. See dealer.
And we're back at the Field of Champions in Piedmont. Halftime of our game tonight between Anniston and the Bulldogs of Piedmont. And right now, Susan Scott Carruthers, your host of AHSAA Weekly, sits down with Piedmont coach Steve Smith.
Welcome back to AHSAA Weekly. We are so pleased now to be joined by Piedmont High School head football coach Steve Smith. Welcome, Coach Smith.
Thank you for having me.
Well, congratulations again on being the 2021 Class 3A state football champion. Tell us a little bit about what that's meant to your program and your community.
Well, it was obviously a big day for our school, for our team, for our community. Piedmont's a small community. A lot of the things that goes on in our community is centered around the things that are going on at the school. And we've always had great support. Our school system's always been very supportive. Our city, our fans, our booster club. It's just another big day for us to be able to go to Birmingham and represent Piedmont and come away with a victory. It was an all-around great day.
Well, and I've got to ask you, because you told me in the break, tell us a little bit about your current haircut.
That's what happens sometimes, I guess, when you get a little older in life and kids want to make deals with you or whatever. It was kind of a payoff of the deal that if we won that game that I would grow the mullet back. I had it a couple years ago, and I kind of opened my mouth again and said I'd do it. I'm all about trying to find a way to provide some extra incentive, and our kids, they held me to it.
Well, that's great. You were an outstanding quarterback in high school and in college, and so you have a reputation now of having great quarterbacks at your school. So talk a little bit about the legacy of quarterbacks, and then we're going to talk about Jack, your current quarterback, and a record he broke last week.
Well, I've been very blessed as a coach to be able to coach several kids that were really talented at that position. All the ones that I've had here at Piedmont, as well as ones I had prior to that when I was a coach at Cedar Bluff. All good kids that were extremely talented, number one. One thing you said wrong, I wouldn't consider myself in their level. I was not great compared to the people that I've been able to coach. But, I take great pride in trying to develop leaders at that position. And a lot of times it's natural leaders that kind of just evolve. But, we've been blessed to have some guys that really were the kind of people you want in that position, the kind of guys that would, be able to inspire everybody else to give their best effort. They were just winners. They were going to try to find a way, do whatever they could to help the team win. And, that's kind of been the model that we follow, that the guys may not always be the college prospect, 6'3" type guys, but they're guys that, you pretty much got to kill them to beat them. And they're going to battle to the last second. And they've got that type of influence on the people that's in the huddle with them. And very fortunate, and we have that right now. And the young man we have, Jack Hayes, who's a senior, he's a 4-year starter for us, and he's piled up great numbers and broken a few records and owns a lot of the school records. But the number one thing that he does well is he's just a winner. He's a guy that's going to do whatever he has to do to help his team win the game, and all those characteristics I mentioned a little bit earlier about what we look for in a quarterback. Jack possesses all those.
Well, good, and I do want to mention that last Friday night, Jack became the state's all-time leader for touchdowns produced, so a great record for Jack and for your school. Let's look ahead to this Friday night's game. You've got the AHSAA Game of the Week that's produced by WOTM. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect in your matchup with Anniston.
Anniston is an outstanding program. They've got a rich tradition here in Calhoun County. We're only about 20 miles away, but this will be the first time I think that our schools have met on the football field since 1948. So it's been almost 75 years since the last meeting between the two. They won a couple state championships in the past at the highest classification. Tons of players that have played at Anniston played major college ball. Several played in the NFL. This year is no exception. They're extremely talented. Coach White has done an outstanding job with those guys. I've had a chance to watch them one time in person. They're like a college offensive line, defensive lines. They come out there. They're 300 pounds plus across, and they got great skill guys. Got a quarterback that's committed to South Carolina, and a couple of defensive backs that's got SEC offers. And then as you look at the roster, you see kids in the 9th and 10th grade that are active on the field right now that will be recruitable kids down the road. So tremendous challenge in front of us. We're glad we got them coming to our place on Thursday night. We know that there's not many games around, so there should be a lot of people here. And I think it'll be an outstanding game between two outstanding football teams.
Well, fantastic. We look forward to watching it on the AHSAA Game of the Week, and we wish you all the best. See all those blue states behind you. Hope you can add a few more of those to your collection very soon. But thank you for being here with us this week.
Thank you for having us, and thank you guys for televising the game, and we're looking forward to it.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
Ugh. I need the King Boys.
Don't call two clowns in a tow truck when you're dreaming of them King Boys.
Serving East Alabama for over 20 years, Samco is your local convenient, clean, and friendly gas station. Fill up your tank with gas, diesel, or your favorite snacks and drinks. Samco has 48 locations to serve you in Calhoun, Etowah, Marshall, Talladega, and Cleburne counties. Samco is a proud community leader in giving back to help support local schools in East Alabama. For your convenient, clean, and friendly gas station needs, it's Samco.
Silicaga's best kept secret? No more. Harvey's on Noble is the place to go for the area's best food and drinks. Whether you're in the mood for steak, burgers, salad, seafood, or dessert, Harvey's on Noble will not disappoint, and the atmosphere is perfect for catching the big game or just relaxing after work. Harvey's is open for dinner Wednesday through Saturdays, so round up the family and we'll see you at Harvey's on Noble, downtown Silicaga.
And welcome back to the Field of Champions at Piedmont High School. Our AHSAA Game of the Week presented by AmFirst. Our halftime score, the Bulldogs, behind a couple of Cam Sandlin touchdown passes in that second quarter, have a 14-7 lead over top-ranked Piedmont out of Class 3A, 14-7 here at halftime. Coach Rick Rhodes, along with Mickey Shadrick's coach, this game has lived up to what we thought it was going to be coming in to top 10 teams. Anniston, of course, out of Class 4A. Everybody knows about Piedmont in Class 3A. Your overall thoughts of the first half?
Well, you know, it's about what we thought it'd be. It was really a very physical football game. You know, this game turned on a missed field goal. We talked about that a little bit, and you know, Anniston was able to get a drive, get something going right there, got a score, came back, got a big interception, took advantage of that right there. But I think the other thing that happened right there is, you know, to use a boxing analogy, those body punches are starting to have an effect on Piedmont. That big, strong Anniston offensive line is starting to take control of the line of scrimmage, and it had an effect in the second quarter. That'll be one of the first things to look at here in the third quarter to see if Piedmont is going to be able to counter that. You know, we've seen Piedmont over the years. They've always been a great second-half team, but they're going to have to find a way to match the physicality of that Anniston offensive line.
No doubt that's really been the difference, is the Anniston offensive line kind of taking control of the game there. They were able to run the ball more effectively on first down in that second quarter. And then when Sandlin has time to throw, it's just hard for Piedmont to cover those Anniston receivers for very long.
Well, they've got a lot of speed, and I thought Sandlin did a nice job of settling down. The first quarter, everything was overthrown. He looked out of rhythm. Everything was either too quick or too late. But he seemed to really calm down in the second quarter, threw with a lot of rhythm, threw some nice balls, and of course, his scrambling ability, I think, is going to be a factor as this game wears on. As we mentioned, these two teams playing here tonight are ranked in the top 10 in their respective classifications. So while we've got some time here at halftime, let's take a look at the Sports Writers rankings. We'll begin with Class 1A. Coach? Well, there's some traditional powers there. Of course, Elba, who is a relative newcomer to 1A, sits atop of that with a perfect 4-0. Leroy and Linden, of course, Brantley and Sweetwater have been top 10 programs for about as long as we've had football in Alabama. Again, that 1A race is always very interesting. They play for their communities, and it'll be very interesting to see how this thing shakes down. And moving along to Class 2A, 5. Of course, they're a factor every year. You know, we mentioned earlier in our telecast that Piedmont has won the second most games in the state of Alabama over the last decade. Well, guess who's first? Let me guess 5. You got it. Well, of course, they are the perennial power that you talked about. Highland Home, the Flying Squadron up there. That's a proud tradition, but it's been a while since they've been that high. And as you go right down through it, you see some traditional names, but really a fair amount of newer comers to that top 10 ranking.
And Class 3A, of course. You start with Piedmont, the Bulldogs. They've only lost one game. They were open in week 0, then lost to Cherokee County in their first game of the year. And then they've reeled off 3 straight wins. So they're at the top of the heap. But then there's obviously a lot of good 3A teams in there as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that if Piedmont does not come back and win this game, that'll put them at 3-2. You would think that there's probably going to be a new number 1 team in Class 3A if that should happen, and I'm not saying it is now. I don't want to get a bunch of emails from Piedmont now. This game's still got a long way to go, but I think that is one of the most balanced classifications that we have in this state. There are a lot of good teams in that 3A category, and it'll be fun to follow that one as well.
And here is Class 4A. You see Montgomery Catholic and Hanley actually in the same region with Anniston and Jacksonville. So you got 3 teams from the Anniston region, 4A Region 6, and Anniston's got to play Hanley next week. Yeah. So they come off this Piedmont game, and you talk about back-to-back tough games, but again, just a solid group of 4A teams on the list there.
Yeah, the fact that Anniston is ranked 5th, it tells you a lot because they've been impressive tonight. But Aniana, Andalusia, Hanley, Montgomery Catholic, every one of those teams is either a team that has been a power here lately, or they have a football tradition that goes way, way back, and that may be as strong a division as we have in this state from top to bottom, with really, really good football teams. Don't forget Gulf Shores down there at number 7. Pleasant Grove is always good. Moody has one of the best teams they've had in a long time. Viger, the defending state champions, and Beauregard is perfect. I know I'm leaving somebody out, but that is a very, very strong classification.
And so that's a look at Class 5A and Class 6A next on the list. And, Clay Chalkville, they're highly regarded around the state as considered one of the most talented teams in the state, regardless of classification. They've got a big game coming up against Thompson as they step out of region play tomorrow night. But Mountain Brook and Clay Chalkville, we had Mountain Brook a few weeks ago on our AHSAA game of the week. They're a very, very solid team. They're still unbeaten. You have several unbeatens here in Class 6A.
Yeah, there really are. Clay Chalkville, I did a little reading on them last night. They've got, I think, 5 of the top juniors in the state of Alabama. 5 of the top 20 are juniors on their team this year, and they've been an offensive juggernaut, except for one game against Pinson Valley, which you see down there at number 8. That was a 14-12 ball game, and of course we're going to know a lot more about Clay Chalkville after tomorrow night when they play Thompson. Mountain Brook, Mountain Brook is kind of a larger version of Piedmont. They're really very similar in the way they play. Very, very sound, very, very tactical. They're going to be in the hunt all the way. Saraland has emerged as a power and on the coast. Hillcrest Tuscaloosa, I think, has one of their best teams they've had in a while. Theodore is good. Hartselle is always up in there. Gardendale came very close last year, and I think they'll be a factor again this year. Muscle Shoals, a 6A power, and Homewood, probably the best team they've had in a while. So that's an interesting division as well.
And Hartselle has to come to Calhoun County next week and take on the Oxford Yellow Jackets. In the state's highest classification, Class 7A, we had a look at Auburn recently. They're a very solid team and undefeated at 5-0. Fairhope, Central Phoenix City, very good. And, of course, Hoover, Thompson, Opelika. Opelika lost last week, which is kind of a surprise. But again, this is a who's who of who's anything in 7A football. Yeah,
it really is. And, of course, there's a lot of really good teams there. But, when you shake it all down, in this state, somebody's going to have to beat Thompson, to win the state championship. They're still the team to beat. They've got lots of firepower. And even though they're ranked 5th right now, I think they're still the team to beat. And, of course, we're going to learn a lot more about both those teams tomorrow night.
The My 68 Friday Night Rivals game coming up tomorrow night, 7 o'clock kickoff. Clay Chalkville at Thompson should be a good one. We should have a good second half coming up. It's a 14-7 lead for Anniston here in Piedmont. We'll be back to the Field of Champions in a moment.
Retirement planning, investment planning, education planning, ad valorem, blah, 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 blah. Financial planners love to show their version of a perfect retirement, but what about your perfect retirement? At AM First Financial, we'll get to know you first, so we can make a plan for the person you'll be years from now, and future you will be glad we planned ahead. So call AM First Financial today. You'll thank you later.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
It's the 1, 2, 3 sales event happening right now at Sarah Honda. 1 year of free gas, 2 years of maintenance, and 3 months, no payments. Sarah Honda is ready to put you in a nicer, newer vehicle and keep more money in your pocket. Call 256-245-5000 for more details. 256-245-5000. Must buy at dealer-suggested retail price with dealer-approved lender. 1 year gas capped at $1,000 in the form of a gift card. 2 years of maintenance covers oil changes at recommended intervals. 3 months, no payments require dealer-approved lender. See dealer.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
And both Piedmont and Anniston have returned to the field for warm-ups as we are getting set for the second half. It is a tight one here in this non-region matchup between two top 10 teams in the state of Alabama, as Anniston with a 14-7 lead over Piedmont here at halftime. Mickey Shadricks along with Coach Rick Rhodes back with you. And Coach, this game started off, Anniston was plagued by poor field position. They had a number of penalties early in the game. As we take a look at the first half highlights, Piedmont kind of dominated early, and here we see Jack Hayes to Ishmael Bethel, the game's first points, the touchdown pass there. But then Anniston kind of got it going as Sandlin had some time, was able to find his receivers.
Yeah, and really it was kind of a back and forth right here, and then this is going to be the throw that is going to give Anniston the lead right here. A little shallow crossing route late, and Anniston seized momentum. Really a nice play right here. I think it's Dobbins that had the interception.
Only turnover in the first half, and it resulted in this touchdown pass from Sandlin to Cunningham, and that the 2-point conversion, and that's where we stand here at halftime, 14-7. And clearly, no doubt about it, Coach, that Anniston taking momentum into the locker room there at halftime.
Yeah, they really did. They came back with that shallow crossing route that tied the game. Excuse me, I got ahead of myself. And then on the long post route, great protection up front to get the lead. And you kind of saw them settle down and assert themselves. It's amazing what a missed field goal does. I don't know, something about the psyche of it. But again, as we said, that offensive line asserting themselves is a really, really big story as we go to the second half.
Missed field goal and the interception.
Yes.
And Anniston took advantage, and that really changed the whole momentum, the whole tone of the first half.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, a lot of penalties in the first quarter, but that turnover was huge, as was the missed field goal. And you got to give Anniston credit; they took advantage of both those.
So once again, 14-7 our halftime score. The Anniston Bulldogs with the lead here at halftime, and we mentioned the offensive line for Anniston kind of getting control of the game in that second quarter. First down was a big key for Anniston in that second quarter because they were able to get good production with their running game on first down, and it made it a lot easier when you're in second short.
Well, there's no question about that. And the other thing that they did is I think they started running the ball a little bit more between the tackles, a little bit more straight ahead to try to negate some of that sideline to sideline pursuit that Piedmont is so good at. And of course, that offensive line has a huge size advantage on the Piedmont front, and they're able to kind of get them in their gun sights and just run right at them. And I think that's probably the best way for Anniston to go to move that football, because it does negate that quickness and speed and pursuit ability of Piedmont.
We knew Anniston would have the size advantage with their offensive line. schematically here in the second half, do you expect anything different from the Piedmont defense?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the Piedmont defense doesn't move a little bit more, maybe try to slant their front somewhat. But the big thing is I think going to be on the offensive side of the ball. Are they going to be able to generate drives and keep that football and keep that defense off the field?
Well, Coach Steve Smith pacing the sidelines. This team trails by 7, and they will get the football to begin the third quarter. Anniston won the toss and elected to receive, so Piedmont will get first crack at it here in the second half.
I'd like to know who that is Coach Smith is talking with. If I had to guess, it looks like a team doctor to me. I could be totally wrong, but I hope it's not. I hope it's not somebody that's hurt and out for the game. I could be completely wrong. Could be somebody that's talking about something completely different.
So there's Cam Sandlin, who will kick things off to begin the second half here momentarily.
You know, we always talk about this, but I mean, you know, these first 5 minutes are really, really crucial now for this second half. I think if somebody can come and snatch control of this game in these first 5 minutes, they're going to be tough to catch.
And there's Max Hansen, who had a nice return in the first half. He is the deep man, and he is flanked on either side by Cole Wilson and Cody Holloway of Piedmont. So now we get the all-go whistle, the AHSAA Automotive kickoff, and our second half is underway on the AHSAA Game of the Week presented by AmFirst. And this is Hansen, and Hansen with a good return out to the 34-yard line. Tackle made there by junior Love Kirby. So very important series to begin the third quarter here for this Piedmont offense, led, of course, by their record-setting quarterback, Jack Hayes.
Well, and he is, you know, I said in our lead up to the game, he's got to have some help. You know, he's going to have some help running the football. Going to have a running back to help him a little bit. Going to have a receiver that can pop some big plays right here. Against a team this good, it's going to be very difficult for him to do it by himself.
Most of his production here in the first half has been running the football. Here he looks to throw on first down, scrambles out of the pocket, and will run and duck his head and pick up good yardage out to about the 39-yard line. And the Anniston defender who made the tackle comes up a little gimpy.
Yeah, tried to throw an RPO, comes off this fake, wants to throw a slant route, but it's pretty well defended by Anniston. Of course, Hayes does what he does well. Pulls that ball down and runs in a very physical 6-yard pickup.
Second down and 4. That was Love Kirby on the tackle for Anniston. Second down and 4. Hayes on the quarterback keep, breaks free, and Hayes has the football stripped loose, and it's picked up by Cunningham. And Cunningham will be taken down at the 48-yard line by Piedmont's Gatlin Gardner. But the second takeaway in this game for this Anniston Bulldog defense.
Well, Mickey, you called it exactly right. That ball was just stripped, just ripped out. Really a nice run by Hayes. He kind of slides through that gap. Looked like he was going to stop for about a 2-yard gain. He's going to make a jump cut to his left. Watch him escape right there. But a really nice job of ripping that ball out by number 6 right there, Jaden Dobbins, and then he picks the ball up and returns it.
And we get our first sideline warning against the Piedmont sideline. So both sidelines have been warned. 1st and 10. Here's Taylor. And Taylor has about 4, maybe 5 to about the 43, just inside the 43.
An off-tackle power play. Again, running right at the Piedmont defense. That's been their most successful running play tonight.
2nd down and 5. It's Taylor again, right up the middle. Taylor is going to take it the distance for the touchdown. The Harvey's on Noble touchdown, and Anniston takes advantage of another takeaway, and they're on the scoreboard again.
Well, you notice that ball was behind the right side of the Anniston offensive line, run right behind Raquez McKeldry. And this is going to be a great block, not only by him, but also by the tight end of that side. Actually, that's Stephon Traylor, the left tackle, who is unbalanced to that side.
2-point conversion is successful as Taylor right up the middle for the Sonny King extra point. So the 2-point conversion will give Anniston a 22-7 lead less than 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
Well, again, that was just a tremendous job on that unbalanced look. Both tackles side by side. First, we're going to see the ball stripped again. You see him coming right there. Watch the ball being ripped out right there and then picked up. And it doesn't take long after this for Anniston to take charge. On the right side, you see the movement on the right side. It's the right and left tackle side by side, and they just blow out the left side of the Piedmont defensive line. And that young man, Malachi Taylor, knows what to do. Another look at it right here.
And then Taylor will be the recipient here of the handoff for the 2-point conversion.
And again, don't want to sound like a broken record, but running right at the Piedmont defense.
So Cam Sandlin to kick off our Sarah Automotive kickoff as the Bulldogs now enjoying a 2-possession lead. Here is Hansen from inside his 10. And Hansen stopped in his tracks at the 30-yard line. So turnovers, 2 here in this game for Piedmont. It resulted in 2 Anniston touchdowns. And you know, the strip play there by Jaden Dobbins is just an outstanding play. As Hayes was stood up, forward progress was stopped, and that's when you're most vulnerable for this to happen right here.
If you watch Dobbins right, just watch his right arm there. Watch him just rip that ball out and then has the presence to pick it up. It's about as good as you can do on one play as your defensive guy.
Hayes to throw on 1st down. Got his receiver out at the 47-yard line. Nice throw and catch as he connects with Gatlin Gardner. That is Gardner's first catch of the game. The Piedmont starting tight end. It's an Amherst first down.
That's a really nice corner route. Ball's thrown in the air before the break is ever made. Just really impossible to defend. Very well executed, and that's exactly what Piedmont needed, was a big play to try to get this momentum back and close this score.
Tell you, if you follow this Piedmont football team, they have been down before.
Absolutely.
In some much bigger stages than this.
They absolutely have, and I've seen them do some miraculous stuff, but they're up against it right now.
And Thornton is wrapped up by Roscoe Malloy. The big inside linebackers made a couple of those type plays tonight.
Yeah, well, they weren't able to get a hat on Roscoe. He's going to split that gap right between the center guard. You're going to see him come right through that A gap. And that was all she wrote. You know, you want to try to stay ahead of those chains by down and distance, and 2nd and 9 is not what you're looking for.
Hayes, the underneath route. Thornton can't handle it at the 48. That's going to make it 3rd and 9.
And I really thought Thornton had some room to run. If he could have gotten his hands on that, I think maybe might have tried to run with it a little bit too soon. Had a couple guys down the middle of the field that looked open as well. May come back to that play. Boy, it's a big 3rd down right here. They almost have to convert this. They don't want to give the ball back to Anniston with a 3 and out the way this half has started.
Hayes. Anniston sends an extra rusher. Hayes lays it up, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Bethel. I'm not sure he was aware the ball was in the air. Good coverage, though, by the Anniston secondary.
Yeah, that was a fade route again, and this time Bethel is not able to stack the defender. The ball is well overthrown to the outside anyway. You can see the play really has no chance. Very well defended, and the ball pretty far outside.
So that'll send in Sloan Smith for the first punt of the game for Piedmont. And a low line drive kick that will be fielded inside the 10-yard line by Dobbins, and he brings it out to the 17. Flag on the play. Correction on the return that time was Jaden Lewis.
And if this is a hold, that will back Anniston way up. Put him inside the 5-yard line.
Once again, Noel Stevens, our referee tonight.
Looks like it's a hold and a block in the back. It's going to move it inside the 4.
During the return, holding, that penalty is declined. Also during the return, blocking the back, that penalty is half a distance to the goal line. First down.
So poor field position for Coach White's offense as they snap this one from inside their own 5. Here's Malachi Taylor back in there at running back. Sandlin, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off to Taylor, and this play well defended by the Bulldog defense.
Yeah, the edge player to that side came on a stunt right off the corner, unblocked. Hit that in the backfield, never really had a chance to get started. If you look at the right side of your screen, you're going to see untouched was Red Alford, 6 foot 205-pound outside linebacker. Nice play by that young man.
Second down and 9 for Anniston. Sandlin connects with Thomas, and Thomas is going to have the first down. So the short pass, and Thomas with good yardage after the catch.
Yeah, really a nice call by the Anniston offensive staff. Ran the inside receiver on a little go route that held the flat defender to the inside. Corner on the outside had plenty of cushion. Just ran a little stop right at about 8 yards. It was easy pickings. Very well delivered by Sandlin, and a big first down.
So the Bulldogs out to the 20-yard line after starting this drive from inside their own 5. Play clock under 5. Bulldogs going to have to hurry. They're not going to be able to get it off. They're going to have to take a timeout.
It's an interesting formation, which we've seen several times tonight, but now they had both those offensive tackles on the left side to the wide side of the field that time.
Timeout.
First time out of the half taken by Anniston. Gives us an opportunity to remind you that Big Time Entertainment is Alabama's newest and largest family entertainment center located off I-20 in Oxford. You can take advantage of the indoor go-kart arena. Also 18 lanes of bowling, over 85 arcade games, virtual reality games, an elevated ninja challenge course, and much, much more. Also, Big Time Entertainment is open late on Friday nights after the game. You can take advantage of the $10 unlimited arcade card. Big Time Entertainment. We will have our Big Time player of the game coming up before we sign off the air tonight, and that young man is clearly a candidate at this point in the game.
I would say so for sure. You know, I've had a hard time. You notice I haven't been up to Big Time yet. I'm trying to decide between the ninja course or the go-karts. I can't decide.
You need to bring one of those grandkids and race them on the ninja course.
I tell you what, I don't think they'd leave.
So out of the timeout, the Bulldogs 1st and 10.
Double pass.
And here it is. The receiver is wide open. Thomas
cannot make the catch. So Anniston had everything they wanted. They just couldn't execute the pass.
Well, to quote the late great Homer Smith, the corner on that side bit like a hungry bass. Saw the flat pass to the outside, and he came up. I mean, could not have been drawn up any quicker. Ball just not thrown, obviously, where it was catchable. But that would have been another score for Anniston because there was nobody back there in a blue shirt.
That's one of those, if you're Anniston, you're like, so frustrating. You pull it out, it works to perfection, and you can't execute it. So here is Sandlin on the keep, a design keeper, and he only picks up a couple of yards up the middle before he runs head on into Rhett Alford again, and that's going to set up 3rd and long.
And Alford came up a little bit, excuse me, that's Chance Murphy that came up a little bit Murphy. Excuse me, a little bit Gimpy, not a little bit Murphy.
Yeah, got the numbers mixed up. It is number 32. Yeah. So 3rd down for the Bulldogs. They need 7 yards. Pass down the middle. Cunningham is there and makes the catch as he's falling to the turf down at the Piedmont 40-yard line. First down, an Amherst first down for the Bulldogs, and it comes on a 3rd and 7.
Well, that's a great catch by that young man because he's going to lose his feet right here, and he's going to catch that ball going down. Now, they run a scissors route. Inside receiver goes out. The outside receiver goes in. The safety is kind of caught in between. He breaks on the outside route. There's nobody in the middle of the field. If that had been caught in stride, why, it would have gone all the way.
And Cunningham makes up for the poor throw he had a moment ago with the great catch there. First down by Taylor, and he only picks up about a yard inside the 40.
I tell you, that scissors route is one of the toughest plays in football to defend. It puts so much pressure on that safety back there. You got to honor the outside route, but you got one coming right into the area that's been voided, and it's very, very difficult.
You know, this young man, Cam Sandlin, you know, even when things weren't going their way offensively in the first quarter, it doesn't seem to get rattled. The young man seems to play with good poise.
No, he just kept playing, and you know, he found his rhythm and just got right back to it.
Play clock down again, and Anniston's going to have to burn their 2nd timeout because of, to avoid a delay of game call, and you can see Coach Rico White extremely unhappy about it. So they're down to 1 timeout now.
And that clipboard in his left arm is very fortunate to still be alive. That thing was headed to the ground.
So we will see Anniston just unorganized there, and you can see Coach White.
Yeah.
That is twice on this drive they've had to burn timeouts to avoid a delay of game.
And that will get the response that you got right there from a coach, because those things are precious.
Not that they're not important in the first half, but there's just something about the second half.
Oh yeah, you need to keep them in your back pocket, and when you have to burn them for no reason, why it will cause some distress. And it always seems to come back to haunt you too, you know, when that happens. Mm-hmm. And
well, it's 2nd down and 9, and you know, obviously a penalty here on this drive. This is a really important drive for both teams. It's already a 2-possession game. If Anniston is able to take this down and score again, you know, probably worth the timeout.
Oh no, absolutely. And you know, I think what is not a small point right here is I think Anniston feels like they're in 4-down territory here.
Yeah.
So you know, they've got 3 downs to get this 9 yards. And those guys in blue, they know that they need to stop here badly. They're going to throw all they got into it right now.
So 2nd down and 9 as we resume play out of the timeout. You know, a score here would make Coach White feel a lot better about burning that timeout, obviously. So,
oh, there's no question about that now. Probably would save that clipboard, too.
Sandlin now. White lines up as a receiver, and Jalen Cunningham in there to take the snap at quarterback. Flips it to Thomas, back to Sandlin. And Sandlin's got a receiver open. Lunsford makes the catch at the 21-yard line.
Okay, this is the Wildcat unbalanced double reverse pass. Ran a corner route with the wide receiver to the left of the screen across the field. The inside receiver is going to drag it about 30 yards right across the field. Very difficult to defend that no man's land right there. Really well executed, and the Bulldogs are digging deep in the playbook tonight, folks.
And Taylor is cut down behind the line of scrimmage. Good play by Cale Austin. He was the first Piedmont player to make contact with Taylor.
And that has been a consistency tonight. The Anniston Bulldogs have had very little success trying to bounce those plays outside. They've been much better throwing the ball or running straight at the Piedmont defense.
Play loss 2, 2nd down and 12. At the Piedmont 23. Sandlin fakes to Taylor, got a receiver wide open and missed him. That would have been a touchdown as tight end O'Marion Jones. That's the first time he's been targeted tonight, and he was wide open.
Yeah, you know, they came off the play, fake a little corner route, but now this is all mechanics right here. You're going to see that ball is carried low and to the front. What that means is that the quarterback has got to wind up to throw that. And it really what happens is you rush the throw and your brain tries to speed up the arm to catch up with a lower body that has already made a forward stride, and that ball is going to sail every single time.
One of the few errant throws tonight by Sandlin. 3rd down and 12. Sandlin keeps it right up the middle. He ducks inside the 15, and that will set up a short 4th down for the Bulldogs. About 4th and 3, maybe 4, as Anniston is in the AFS red zone with a 4th down.
Yeah, just ran the quarterback power up inside. Good blocking. Boy, what a big play this is right here. What do we got? Long 2, short 3?
We'll call it 4th and 3 officially. Sandlin, same play, he'll keep it. Nice move at the 10, and he'll take it in for the touchdown on 4th down.
And he bounced it outside, and just a really nice job of making an inside cut on Red Alford. Plants that inside foot, bounces to the outside, and wins the foot race to the end zone. And it's really a nice effort right here. Little X block right here. Bounces out. Watch this little stutter step right there and cut to the outside. And nice job by that young man.
Sandlin has thrown 2 touchdown passes there. The rushing touchdown. A try for 2. Taylor right up the middle behind that big offensive line, and it's pitched back to Sandlin. And Sandlin reaches out and breaks the plane. Wow, what a crazy 2-point conversion there on the Sonny King extra point.
No, Mick, it's just the way you draw it up. You know, you run the ISO in there, pitch it back. Yeah, really a great presence of mind now to toss that thing back, and great effort by that young man to bounce it out there.
Here's the Harvey's on Noble touchdown. We'll look at this first.
And there's the outside cut right there, just so well done, and shows good speed.
And then the Sonny King forward 2-point try. Coach, let's take a look at this. Look at Taylor. He stopped and then flips the ball back to Sandlin.
You know, I used to run the same play a lot with my 3rd grade team in Toledo, Ohio. That was one of our staples. You don't look like you believe that.
They stole it from you then, Coach.
I was usually the pitchee, not the pitcher.
You get any royalties from that play?
No, not any. Somehow he ran it a little better than I did. I don't know why, but well, 30-7. This makes a pretty tall mountain for Piedmont to have to try to come back from. And boy, did this game just turn.
Anniston is on a 30-0 run after they fell behind 7-0 in this first quarter. Now, takeaways have been a big part of it, but still it's been this Anniston offensive line, the tremendous poise of quarterback Cam Sandlin, the speed of these receivers getting open, making big catches downfield, some trick plays being pulled out of the playbook. This has been quite a a performance here by the undefeated Anniston Bulldogs.
And they've shown really some very good creativity offensively now. And don't forget the double pass that would have been another score that was.
And the wide open tight end.
Yeah, absolutely. And the wide open tight end. Yeah, they've shown tremendous creativity.
The Sarah Automotive kickoff from Sandlin. Piedmont's come close to breaking these kickoff returns a couple of times. Let's see. They get another good return here. This one from number 45, Raleigh Pinto, just a freshman.
Well, and I really think that Piedmont is really a little bit shocked right now. I mean, those patented second half rallies and able to gain control of the game, they just haven't been able to do it. Now, this game isn't over with yet, but it is, it is a 3-score game, and late in the third quarter. So time is of the essence, and I think you can see it in Coach Smith's face that he knows he needs something on this drive. Be great from a Piedmont perspective if they can get this down to a 2-score game going into the fourth quarter.
So the Bulldogs 1st and 10 at their 34. Jack Hayes gets it out of his hands quickly. It is complete over on the far side to Thomas Probst as he's taken out of bounds at the 40.
Yeah, just a little speed out right there with a slant from the outside coming in. Quick throw that got the ball out in a hurry.
6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4. Again, we've seen this Piedmont football team make some big comebacks, but I tell you, this is a big hill to climb.
Well, you got to do it one play at a time, and again, try to get this thing back to a 2-score game.
Delayed give here to Thornton. And Thornton is going to scamper forward out to the 48. That'll be an first down.
Yeah, good tough running that time by Thornton. Had 156 yards on the year coming in. Good tough run that time.
As we are down near the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Hayes fakes to Thornton, goes deep down the sideline. Hanson, the intended receiver, but it's incomplete down at the 20.
Yeah, had a little choice route by the inside receiver. Put the outside receiver one-on-one with the corner. Had 3 steps on him, but the ball overthrown. And don't see Hayes miss many of those, but that one was overthrown. And Piedmont's a little bit out of rhythm right now.
So 2nd down and 10. Anniston brings some extra rushers. The pass is away to Probst. It's caught. Probst taken down at the 46-yard line by Anniston's Jaden Dobbins, and that will make it 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, you almost think that right here that Piedmont is going to think 4 downs to get a first down. They want to keep the ball. They know that they've got to try to get this to a 2-score game going into the fourth quarter.
See what the Bulldogs dial up here on 3rd down and 4. And we're going to have a stoppage of play before the snap. Flag on the play.
21.
Procedure. Somebody moved
right after the
early.
snap, false start on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So that'll make it 3rd down and 9 back at Piedmont's 49.
Big penalty right there, and especially when the game in this time of situation, 3rd and 9 is a lot different than 3rd and 4.
Hayes feeling the pressure, gets the pass away, and it is caught but out of bounds by the Anniston defender. Good coverage back there against Hansen, so it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, I tried to throw the ball in that seam between the corner and the safety to that side. Just very well defended by Anniston, nowhere to go with it. And it looks like that Piedmont's going to punt.
So the Anniston defense coming up with the stop. Here's Sloan Smith, the Piedmont punter. Hits this one and is caught at the 10, and incredible job on the return here by Jalen Cunningham. He should have been tackled inside the 10. Instead gets it out to the 20. Gives the Bulldogs a little field position.
Hi, I'm Sean from Right Way Auto Sales. Come see us on the Motor Mile. We have a huge inventory of cars, trucks, SUVs, and campers. 5th wheel bumper pull. No credit needed. No credit check. You name it, we got it. Come see us at Right Way on the Motor Mile. 50 campers in stock, 50 cars and trucks, good credit, bad credit, no credit. You're approved. Come see us at Right Way Auto Sales. No credit needed. No credit check. Come see us at Right Way on the Motor Mile.
Prior to the snap.
False start penalty against the Anniston Bulldogs before the 1st down snap, so that'll make it 1st and 15 as we have 1:41 to play here in the 3rd. So 1st down back at the 15. Here is Taylor. Nice shiftiness with his feet as Taylor falls down at the 20. They'll spot him down at the 24. So that's a gain of 9. He gets the 5 yards back plus 4. So it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, great vision and escapability. Look right here. Looks like a water bug right there. Way he scoots right there. Nice little spin move. Keeps those feet moving. Always running behind his pads like good backs do.
2nd down and 6. Sandlin. The receiver fell down. It was intended for Javon Thomas.
I tried to run that hitch route, but they probably ran a little bit too deep, actually. Lost his foot in and couldn't come down with a catch.
So that makes it 3rd down and 6. Creates an opportunity to get off the field here for this Piedmont defense.
Well, they've had good luck with these intermediate range crossing routes.
Sandlin swings it out here to Cunningham. Flags fly. This is going to be a block in the back against Anniston, but it's not going to be a 1st down for the Bulldogs. So I would assume Piedmont will decline.
Well, I would say it was a unanimous vote by the guys in the striped shirts because I saw about 15 yellow flags going in there.
And that's a stop this Piedmont defense basically had to have.
Yeah, they really needed it for sure. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Block in the back.
I'd be a bit surprised if
on the offense.
They decline this.
That penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
Now you wonder if Piedmont will go for the block here.
So Sandlin on to punt.
Looks like they're just going to play defense right here.
Nobody back for Piedmont to receive the punt. And it's not a very good one. And Piedmont is going to have the football on the plus side of the 50 to begin this drive with 43 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter.
It kind of looked like he hit that one with a lob wedge right there. It was high and short.
He had that really booming kick in the first quarter.
And since then, he's been a little bit sporadic.
Yes.
Did you like the way I threw that golf term there? Lob wedge?
Yeah, absolutely.
Believe me, I've never had a wedge that ever lobbed anything.
The big play has not been there tonight for this Piedmont offense either.
You know, they had that really nice fade route for their first score, and outside of that, that's been about it.
Anniston defense has done a good job of keeping things in front of them, making Piedmont drive the ball. Short field here for the Bulldogs. Let's see if they can take advantage. Hayes goes up top, receiver wide open down at the 26, but overshot the intended receiver that time, which was number 45, Raleigh Pinto.
Yeah, and just that offense and that young man right there, just a little bit out of sync right now. Several throws off the mark right there. Had an open receiver there, wasn't able to get it done. I'm sure there's some frustration there.
Hayes is going to be sacked back at the 48-yard line. First Bulldog to get there was senior defensive tackle K.J. Cole.
Yeah, just good pressure on the outside when Hayes tried to step up. A nice job of retracing by the defensive front, and it just kind of made a Hayes sandwich right there. The two Anniston defenders did, just overpowered the Piedmont offensive line.
And that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. The Anniston Bulldogs, 5-0 on the season, coming into the Field of Champions tonight. They're 1 quarter away from staying unbeaten. They lead Piedmont 30-7 here on the AHSAA Game of the Week, presented by AmFirst.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
Uncle Marcus, will you tell us the story about King Boys again?
Sure. Well, it all started back in 2008.
2008?
We didn't have all the fancy towing equipment we do now, but we did have a service and a desire to help our customers. You see, kids, you must train your mind and your body to be able to help the people you call customers. When they call on us, it's showtime. Understand me. King Boys' mission is to help when people are in need. So what's our motto, children?
King Boys forever!
It's the 1-2-3 sales event happening right now at Tony Sarah Ford. 1 year of free gas, 2 years of maintenance, and 3 months of no payments. Tony Sarah Ford is ready to put you in a nicer, newer vehicle and keep more money in your pocket. Call 256-245-5000 for more details. Must buy a dealer-suggested retail price with dealer-approved lender. 1 year gas capped at $1,000 in form of a gift card. 2 years of maintenance, covered oil changes at recommended intervals. 3 months no payments require dealer-approved lender. See dealer for details.
And coming up next week on Thursday Night Lights, we will head south for the matchup between St. Michael's and Orange Beach on our AHSAA Game of the Week next Thursday night, 7 o'clock kickoff. Hope you'll join us again next Thursday night.
2 up-and-coming programs. Of course, St. Michael coached by some guy that used to play in the NFL.
Mr. Rivers?
Yes. He's done a great job down there, and Orange Beach has got a new superintendent, a new head coach, both very familiar to winning ways in Alabama. It should be a good one.
3rd down and long for Piedmont as we begin the 4th quarter. Jack Hayes with the fake. Over the middle he goes. He's got his receiver, and he's going to have a first down. It's Pinto. takes it inside the Anniston 30. Boy, did Piedmont need that first
Yeah,
down.
they're going to clear out from the left of your screen, and watch, they're going to bring a receiver all the way across, right there in the middle of the formation. Linebackers bid on the underneath fake, and they cleared out those deep defenders. A really well-designed play and a very strong throw that time by Jack Hayes.
So the Bulldogs convert on 3rd and 17. Got it first down inside the Anniston 30. Hayes, quick pass out here to Probst, who lost his footing at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, well, wasn't going to be anywhere to go with that as the block was missed on the edge right there.
And again, Coach, if you recognize the last name there of Probst, that is the son of legendary Hoover coach and, of course, Rush Probst, who been a legend in high school football at many different locations, and he is in attendance tonight.
Yes,
we both got the chance to talk to him before the game.
Yeah, Rush is on the way back to being in great health, and we certainly wish him well. And
pocket collapses on Jack Hayes once again, so he's taken down at the 29-yard line.
And I know Rush is proud of his sons. He's got 2 in the program here.
Yeah.
And his older boys played certainly well tonight. Come up with some big catches.
Wearing his Piedmont golf shirt tonight, cheering on the kids.
Yep. Well, it goes without saying that Piedmont's got to turn this into points right here if they're going to win this football game. And another tough down and distance situation, 3rd down and 11.
And they hustle up to the line with 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Hayes with the fake. Pressure right up the middle, and Hayes is going to be taken down again on the sack. Anniston just collapsing the pocket, and Hayes had little time to have things develop downfield.
Well, they're really doing a nice job of retracing their steps. What that means is if you're a defensive lineman, when you get as deep as the quarterback, if you're not going to get there, you got to be ready to go back the way you came, retrace your steps, and be able to fall back on that quarterback. You see, that's an excellent job by that defensive line of doing just that. And now this 4th and 13 is about as critical as it can be for the Piedmont Bulldogs, as we got to look there at Greshon Swain, the honorable mention All-State defensive end, 6'3", 215.
Anniston defense a little late getting lined up. Hayes feels the heat again and throws it backwards to Thornton, who will be taken down way behind the line of scrimmage. Once again, just too much pressure by that Anniston front against quarterback Jack Hayes.
Well, the story of this game, when it's written, has got to feature the play of both the offensive and defensive fronts. As you can see, big penetration again, great edge defense right here, forced the lateral attempt, and of course, great hustle by Anniston to let that go nowhere. You see the big guy right there, just great hustle right there by Quay Elston, the junior defensive tackle.
Hezekiah Harris, the freshman defensive end, another good quarterback pressure as we get a flag again.
Down.
So a holding call against the Anniston defense makes it 4th down, and Piedmont
It's like a 4th down and about.
Gets another crack at it here.
4th down and about 2 or 3.
Did not see that flag.
No, it did not. Did not.
Neither did Coach White. Telling his defense to get back out there, so Piedmont will get another chance to keep this drive alive.
Looks like he's a little frustrated by that. Really, frankly, don't blame him. That play really never had a chance to develop anything that was holdable as a fan looking at it from the stands, but obviously the officials saw something. But it does give Piedmont another shot.
I think he was also upset at one of his defensive linemen might have been held, but there was no call there. So here we go, 4th down and about 3. Anniston crowd with the boo birds. Bulldogs bring an extra rusher. Piedmont throws it to the end zone, and an incredible catch for the touchdown. That is Pinto. 2 big catches by Raleigh Pinto on this drive, and that one results in the Harveys on Noble touchdown.
Well, this is a great throw, but an even better catch. You're going to see on the replay. You know, he goes up and high points the ball. This is just a straight go route to the outside. The ball is put up where he's got a chance. So watch him go up and high point that ball, go up and get it and take away from the defender. Just really a great job, great catch, great concentration by Pinto.
And that touchdown pass ties Jack Hayes with Chris Smelly, the former American Christian quarterback, for the most touchdown passes in AHSAA history.
Well, congratulations to Jack Hayes on yet another record.
Piedmont to go for 2. Hayes rolling out to his right. Looks left, throws, and it's picked off in the end zone. And so the 2-point conversion fails. But still, the Piedmont Bulldogs able to get some more points on the scoreboard here and keep a little hope here in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, just really know where to go with that and tried to improvise it.
You know, Piedmont's had some big comebacks, as we mentioned, Coach, including in the state championship game against Montgomery Academy.
Yeah, it really did. It looked, you know, for a Piedmont fan, it looked about as hopeless as it does right now at halftime of that game against Montgomery Academy. But Piedmont, as they've done so many times, as you see Montgomery Academy really has their way with it early in the game. But Piedmont found a way to come back in a tight score fest. They come back and secure the state championship. And so we're not done here yet, folks. That looks a little bit familiar to what we're seeing here tonight. Now, the significance of that missed 2-point play, as we see the comeback that is very similar to what Piedmont will try to do tonight. Another big play right there that strikes a pose. Looking at it again. Of course, there's the turnover that you got to have in a game like this. That stopped that drive, and of course that was the end result on that day. Now, the missed 2-point conversion is important because now it's still a 3-score game.
Sarah Automotive kickoff. The onside kick is handled safely that time by Anniston's Javon Thomas. So the Bulldogs will have good field position here. First down at their own 47.
I was a little bit surprised they didn't just kick the extra point. That would have made it 16, which would have been a 2-point, a 2-score game. But they decided to go for the 2. Not being critical, just observing.
Well, now the Anniston offense could use a little bit of a time-consuming possession here with 8:52 to play. Piedmont would love a 3-and-out to get their offense back out there to try to make this thing interesting in the 4th quarter. And they're going to get a good stop here against Taylor. Football is on the ground, and Anniston has turned it over for the first time tonight, and that is exactly what Piedmont needed.
Well, I feel like I'm watching that film from Montgomery Academy again. That's exactly what we saw in the film we just looked at. And will lightning strike again? Now, this is that inside run that tries to bounce back outside. You can see the ball is held a little bit loose. You know, you want that ball held high and tight up against that chest right there. But Piedmont is able to knock it loose and get the big turnover.
And the young man who fumbled, Malachi Taylor, is still on the turf being attended to. First turnover of the game for Anniston coming here in the 4th quarter, and I tell you, I would not turn the channel just yet.
No. But that misconversion does loom large.
So here we go. 8:42 to play. Piedmont first down at the Anniston 46.
This is kind of a big series.
Bethel takes the pitch, and he's got some room. Turns on the jets, and he is going to pick up an first down at the 31-yard line is where they will say he stepped out of bounds.
I really thought they caught the Anniston defense a little bit flat-footed. The linebackers and edge players never moved when the motion started. I don't think they thought the ball was going to be tossed out there. Got a block on the edge, and just a huge play on first down.
And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. So first down at the Anniston 31. Hayes looking, throws downfield, and Pinto had it, but then had it knocked loose. Great job there by Jalen Cunningham.
Yeah, that really was. I tell you, that's a well-thrown ball on that corner route. When that thing flattens like that, you want to put it in front of the receiver. But watch that hand get in there and knock that ball loose at the end. Just great presence right there to separate those hands off the ball. Just really, really, really a great job by Jalen Cunningham. Remember, they call him the Swiss Army knife. That's the first time that I can remember seeing him making a crucial play on defense. Most of it has been on offense, but boy, that was a big one.
Jack Hayes has been looking in the direction of number 45 freshman Raleigh Pinto a lot here in the second half. Second down and 10. Hayes back to throw again. Here comes the pressure. Goes toward the end zone. Bethel's got it. Touchdown Piedmont. Harvey's on Noble, touchdown, and the Bulldogs strike quickly after the Anniston fumble. And this is a brand new football game here in this fourth quarter.
Well, that's the same route that they scored their first touchdown with. That's just the go route to Bethel. And again, ball is thrown a little bit more upfield than the first one was, but not by much. Another beautiful throw and a great catch. And that looks like a replay of the first score of the game right there. And that's going to cut it to 9.
And 10. Now Jack Hayes has broken the AHSAA record for touchdown passes, as he's got 2 here in this fourth quarter, and he gets ahead of former American Christian quarterback Chris Smelly. Your Sonny King extra point is good.
Well, here we go.
That is the second touchdown reception of the night for that young man, Ishmael Bethel. He had the touchdown pass to start the game in the first quarter, the touchdown catch, I should say. And this is the big turnover by Taylor.
Just the ball out a little bit loose, stripped. And, of course, under duress right here, but a beautiful throw and a great route and a great catch. Not much that Jaden Lewis, who is an all-state cornerback, could do about that one.
We mentioned the records for Jack Hayes because we have to, but it's all about the team here for Piedmont.
I
mean, still, regardless, we have to make the...
Sure. I mean, we've seen history. I mean,
last week, he broke record for the most touchdowns accounted for in the AHSAA history, and then tonight, most passing touchdowns.
I guarantee you that's the furthest thing from his mind right now, but it still is very noteworthy that, I mean, that's an all-time record holder that we're looking at right there. Of course, I think he'd probably trade all that tonight for a win. But who knows? We got 8:23 left, and the plot has definitely thickened.
And now the pressure is on this Anniston offense now.
It is. And, of course, now that, you know, and the spotlight goes to the other quarterback, the other number 7, Cameron Sandlin, who's had a very good game. And can he get this momentum back in a white jersey?
Deion Lunsford handles the squib kick safely, so Anniston will have good field position as they take back over on offense. First down at the 46. But all of a sudden, they only lead by 10, and there is still plenty of time to go here in Piedmont with all 3 timeouts left. Sandlin will keep it. And he's been very productive with this play tonight as he picks up close to 10 yards. He's right near the first down marker.
Yeah, I think he's got it. That's pretty tough. You know, you get in a no-back set. You know, those defenders, those stand-ups, they've got to widen to cover those receivers. There's just not very many people left in the box. You still got those 5 big, strong offensive linemen that can get some movement. And a 215-pound quarterback that can run. That's a pretty good offensive play and very difficult to stop.
So the Amherst first down at the 44 for the Bulldogs. Sandlin swings it out here to Cunningham. Cunningham gets upfield in a hurry. Only picks up about a yard or two. Nice pursuit there by Piedmont's Chance Murphy.
Yeah, pretty well defended that time. Good job of getting off blocks. And it's kind of interesting, this no back set, Piedmont's playing it with a single safety. At least they did that last time. Wouldn't be surprised to see Anniston put a receiver right down the seam and see if they can get a big one.
Second down and 9. Sandlin will keep. And he gets about 3 yards, and that is it, as he was wrapped up by Luke Reinhardt, the junior linebacker for Piedmont. So that's going to set up 3rd down and 6 at the Piedmont 40.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Reinhardt. That was an off-tackle play. Tried to kick out on him. He worked around the block to the outside and made a nice tackle. The big 3rd down right here, and you got to think that again that Anniston's in 4-down territory here.
Bulldogs go back to the huddle, trying to use as much of the play clock as they can. So 3rd down and 6. Sandlin will keep it. Flag comes in. He's going to have the first down, but this is coming back. This is going to be a hold against Anniston. Sandlin's going to take it in, but it's not going to matter.
Yeah, it's the same play. It looked almost identical to the play they scored on earlier, but as you said, this one's coming back. Same blocking scheme, same cut, same missed tackle as the earlier score that he had, but all for naught.
Coach White's team has had some big penalties here in this game. He mentioned that at halftime when we interviewed him before he went into the locker room. And this is a huge one.
Yeah, you know, this is going to make it a 3rd and about 13. 3rd and about.
Holding on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's going to be about 3rd and 16, excuse me. And now from here, if they don't get a sizable gain, you know, think they would probably punt on 4th down, and the ball would go back to Piedmont.
So we're going to have the mandatory heat timeout here in the 4th quarter. We'll take a break and return to the Field of Champions in just a moment.
Timeout.
Are you ready for some football? Then WOTM is the place for you. On Thursday nights at 7 p.m., veteran broadcaster Mickey Shadrick and former high school state champion and collegiate national champion Coach Rick Rhodes bring you live coverage of the AHSAA TV Network Game of the Week, presented by Amherst. Friday nights at 7 p.m., it's the TV 24 Game of the Week, presented by Sunny King 4. And the action continues Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. with an encore presentation. Drummond's Company, Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, right here on WOTM.
And I'd like to remind you to tune in every Wednesday night at 6:30 for the AHSAA Weekly with your host Susan Scott Carruthers, and presented by Amherst. Well, here we sit, 4th quarter. Seemed like it was 30-7 just a minute ago. It's 30-20, and Anniston now 3rd down and 16.
And this is a big play. You know, from a Piedmont perspective, they want to hold this to a gain that will force Anniston to punt. You know, if Anniston can get enough to go for it on 4th down, they got a chance to run this clock way down.
They swing it out to Cunningham. Cunningham's in a lot of trouble behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to go down back at the 41. So Piedmont not fooled by that trickery.
No, that's about as good of success as Piedmont could have had on that particular play. I'm sure Anniston will run that clock down now and then either take a penalty or.
Well, that was a good job by number 42, Red Alford, because he was right in the path of Cunningham. And
yeah, I think it was going to be a double pass, but Piedmont was not fooled at all.
And another poor punt from Sandlin, and it's going to kick back across midfield, and Piedmont is going to have outstanding field position with 5:20 to play and all 3 timeouts in their back pocket and all the momentum.
That was about an 8-yard punt. Well, let's see. We've seen a 70-yard punt, an 8-yard punt. This is football's quite a game, isn't it? So here we go. 5:20, is that right? Yep. 5:20 and 10 points.
Jack Hayes has really been dialed in the last couple of series.
And you might ask, you do try to score quick so you got enough time to score again. I think you just got to score. You know, you take whatever time you need to.
Hayes goes deep down the middle of the field. The pass is incomplete. Probst was the intended receiver, and Jaden Dobbins was there to help break up the play.
Yeah, dangerous throw. You know, you want to try to get that safety to bite on something to the outside of the field, but he sat right there in the middle, and that ball was pretty close to having a chance to be picked.
I see Coach Smith sending in the play with his quarterback Jack Hayes. 2nd down and 10. Pressure up the middle. Hayes escapes. Now takes off and uses his legs. And will be taken down at the 35-yard line, and that'll be an Amherst 1st down.
They caught him in man coverage that time with, I think they brought 5-man pressure, but man coverage for sure. You see the linebackers are underneath, but inside, and Hayes is able to get outside in that void area where there's no outside help and pick up a big 1st down.
As we go under 5 minutes to play, but again, time doesn't seem to be as big of an issue as it did a few minutes ago. This is a huge possession here, though, for the Bulldogs. They need to score here. Hayes goes to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Probst was the intended receiver.
Yeah, it looked like there's a little bit of miscommunication on the route. Probst broke it off, you know, almost a dig route over the middle, and the ball was thrown like it was a drive route or a skinny post that was supposed to be behind the safety. So I want to get that straightened out and get everybody on the same page.
Clock stopped with 4:34 to play. 2nd and 10. This Anniston defense has been on the field pretty much this whole 4th quarter. See some hands on the hips. 2nd down and 10. Hayes, the deep ball, and nobody home, as it looks like the route was cut off again there by number 45, Raleigh Pinto.
Yeah, he broke it down, set it down at about the 12-yard line, and of course the ball was thrown deeper than that.
Obviously 4-down territory, though, for the Bulldogs, so they got 2 more downs here. 3rd and 10.
Wonder if they wouldn't try to clear out and maybe bring somebody underneath. into kind of a vacated area.
Bulldogs bring an extra rusher. Pass is up and caught by Pinto, who made the adjustment down inside the 15-yard line. Bulldog coaches wanted a hold against Piedmont. No flag, and it's going to be a first down as Piedmont is in the AFS red zone.
Yeah, ran a little out route to hold the underneath coverage, and the ball is thrown over the back shoulder, just into that void area between the safety and the corner. A nice adjustment on the ball by Pinto to haul that thing in.
What a fourth quarter here for the freshman Raleigh Pinto. First down for Piedmont. Hayes with time. Throws toward the end zone, and it is incomplete, intended for Bethel.
Yeah, ran a corner right there, and Hayes tried to drive it in, but pretty well defended. Had a defender under and over the route, and really nowhere to go with it.
Second down and 10.
Boy, you see the wheels turning on both sidelines. Both those coaching staffs trying to come up with just the right call.
Hayes goes up top. Probst is there, makes the catch for the Harveys on Noble. Touchdown. Third touchdown in this fourth quarter for Jack Hayes.
Yeah, that's another corner route. This time Probst really runs a nice route, sticks the inside move, and then breaks to the outside and does a great job of gaining a step on the defender. And Hayes, again, puts it right where you're supposed to, right over the top. Just a beautifully thrown ball. You know, on that corner route, if the defender is behind the receiver, you got to throw it in front. If the defender is trailing, you got to throw it over the top. And as it looks like that Piedmont's going to go for two here.
So our Sonny King extra point is another 2-point try here for the Bulldogs. Hayes, straight drop. In the back of the end zone, it is caught by guess who? That is once again Raleigh Pinto, the freshman, with a 2-point conversion. It is a 2-point game with 3:49 to play.
Well, okay. Well, that was just a little swing route right here. And again, another beautifully thrown ball and a nice catch by this freshman.
So here's the play where Hayes got the first down with his legs.
Yeah, pulls it down, get a big first
Hayes
down.
goes to the air, and he has been.
It's a nice adjustment right here.
Right on the money in the fourth quarter with his arm.
And then just really a beautiful throw here on the corner. Notice the defender is trailing, so he puts it right over the top where the defender cannot get a hand on it. Really well thrown ball here. Drives that ball to the back corner. Again, such great field presence.
What a fourth quarter for this young man. 3 touchdown passes for Jack Hayes.
Be interesting here to see whether it's another onside kick or whether it's kicked deep. I think I'd kick it deep right here if it was me.
So Smith does kick it deep.
And we got a whistle.
And a flag and a offside penalty most likely against the kickoff team.
And that is not an insignificant penalty at this stage of the game.
Offsides on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Re-kick.
So it is a 5-yard penalty, and Piedmont will have to re-kick. So Piedmont jumped out front 7-0. 30 unanswered points by Anniston. Since then, it's been 21 unanswered by Piedmont, all here in this fourth quarter. 3 touchdown passes by Jack Hayes. 1 to Pinto, 1 to Bethel, and that one to Probst just a moment ago. And it is a 2-point game. It is anybody's game.
Just your basic run-of-the-mill game, right? What a football game.
And this kick fielded from the 15.
Look out.
And a nice return. Boy, did Anniston need that. Jaden Lewis with the return out across the 40. So the Bulldog offense will come out 1st and 10. And we got a little bit of extracurricular activity going on after the play.
Well, that's great field position now for Anniston. Again, in the freewheeling zone where they got a chance to run a lot of their stuff. Now, they were all no back the last time out. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see them come back with that tailback offense and try to pound this ball a little bit and run right behind those two big offensive tackles.
Well, Malachi Taylor went out after the fumble earlier in the quarter. He hasn't returned, so there's no back in there now. 1st and 10. Sandlin, they've run this play a good bit here, but Piedmont, they've been able to stop it. Sandlin only a yard or two at most, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, that's a great hustling play by that young man right there. Red Alford ran that play down from behind. And, of course, that's the disadvantage, of a no-back running game. There's no misdirection. You pretty well know who's going to carry the football every time. But that clock is running.
Second down, they swing it out to Cunningham. Cunningham cuts it up, crosses midfield, and his forward progress is stopped at the 48. So that is going to be about 2 yards shy of the 1st down.
Now, one thing that Cunningham did that was really a good job on his part, he stayed in bounds. He kept that clock running, which is exactly what you want to do from an offensive standpoint in this situation. And boy, I tell you, this is critical call in this football game right here.
And by the way, Malachi Taylor is coming back in the game. But he's not lying. Now he is going to line up in the backfield. 3rd down and 2. Now Taylor is. Now Sandlin's back in there at quarterback. And now Anniston's going to have to burn a timeout because there was some confusion there.
Yeah,
they were about to get a delay of game.
Yeah, they got about 3 different sets, and I don't think anybody was really sure where Taylor was supposed to be. And the result is this timeout.
Their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
That is the final timeout for the Bulldogs, but pretty much had to take that one.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to be critical or anything, but you could make a case from an Anniston standpoint that I'm going to, get a lead back in there, and I'm going to run behind those 2 offensive tackles and run right at this Piedmont defense and see if they can't knock them out, which they had great success with now in the third quarter doing that. Of course, the other question that you ask yourself is, it's 3rd down and 1.5. Well, what if you do stop them on 4th down? If you're Anniston, do you kick it or do you go for it?
I was just thinking that, and as hot as Jack Hayes is right now,
I think I'd go for it.
I think I'd try to keep the ball.
Yep. And punting has been a little bit of an adventure too, so for Anniston. So I think you look at this as 2-down territory.
So does Sandlin keep it, or does he hand off to Taylor, or do they dare throw it? We'll find out. 3rd down and about 2. Sandlin with a long look to the bench. Sandlin will keep it. And he is in trouble way behind the line of scrimmage. First Piedmont player there was Cameron Lockridge, and it's almost as though the Piedmont defense knew the play.
Well, one of the oldest blitzes in defense is the old AA blitz, where you bring 2 defenders into the gaps to either side of the center. And you're going to see great inside pressure right there by number 40. He's actually lined up on the outside shoulder of the offensive tackle and slants hard to the inside, is untouched. And, boy, what a play.
Now the question is, Coach, with the loss, do you go ahead and punt here?
Well,
and hope you get a decent punt.
I mean, conventionally you do, but I think you got to try to punt it here. But
it's just too much lost yardage there, I think.
Yeah, but I would be tempted to still try to let my offense try to win the game for me. I mean, this is an offense that's averaging about 42 points a game. The punt unit has been a little bit of an adventure.
Hey, Big Time Entertainment, Alabama's newest and largest family entertainment center, located in Oxford, right off I-20 at exit 185. Bowling, indoor go-karting, large arcade, elevated ninja course, virtual reality, and much more at Big Time Entertainment in Oxford. 4th down and 6. Sandlin into punt, high snap. And he does get away a pretty good kick. This is Hansen from his 14. And the Bulldogs with great coverage as they stop him at the 19-yard line.
Well, that was great execution in a very crucial situation. As you said, the punt was pretty good and the coverage was excellent. And now, 2 timeouts, 80 yards to go. Actually, 81, 2:03. So I would say that they've got to get realistically at least to the 23-yard line.
Sloan Smith does have a big leg. He's attempted 1 field goal tonight and missed it wide right. But distance was not the problem.
He had the distance. But I think his range is probably 40, 45.
So Piedmont does have 2 timeouts remaining as they start this drive from their own 19. Hayes escapes the pressure and will run and get what he can, and more importantly, step out of bounds to stop the clock.
Well, that's just, so many good things by that quarterback on that play. First of all, avoided a sack. Second of all, got some positive yards. And third of all, got out of bounds to save that timeout.
Interesting, Coach Smith calling every play. Wears no headsets on the sideline.
Yep. Kind of
does it his way.
Kind of a Mike Leach kind of guy. Or maybe a Mike Leach is a Steve Smith kind of guy.
2nd down and 8. Hayes once again pressured. Turns it loose downfield. Pinto was open, but it's intercepted by Jaden Dobbins. Coach is just wanting to get down. Dobbins at the Piedmont 40, and now will fall down safely at the 41-yard line.
Well, Hayes had a guy that put the formation in the boundary, but he led him too much to the middle of the field. If he'd have kept that ball outside, he had a completion for sure, but really a nice job by Dobbins with another big play tonight. That's his 2nd interception of the night, and just does a great job of patrolling the middle of that field. Makes a big interception.
See the pressure coming up the middle.
And you can see that ball is just too far inside. If he kept that ball more on the sideline, that ball had a chance to be completed.
Warning. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
So Anniston's going to get a sideline warning penalty. That is their 2nd warning, so it's a 5-yard penalty, but Bulldogs keep the football. Piedmont can stop the clock twice.
Trying to do some math here. We've worked together long enough. Mickey, that's not my strong point. But I think our man's had quite a night.
And I rely on you for our math. So what does that say about us?
It says that we're in trouble.
So here is Sandlin with a short gain of a yard, and immediately Piedmont calls its 2nd timeout.
All right, I'm going to do some math here. 29.
Hey, timeout, blue.
Yeah. They can get it back
Piedmont. Their 2nd of the
30
half.
to 40 seconds. Well, no, let me rethink that now. They got a chance to get it back with about 30 seconds left, but obviously they cannot give up a 1st down. It's been a heck of a ball game, I tell you.
Wow.
Talk about ebb and flow now. We've had plenty of that. Both these teams have played really hard. 2 well-coached teams, too.
Yeah, they both will step back into region play next week. We mentioned Anniston's got a toughie next week as they will host Hanley. Meanwhile, Piedmont will travel to
A very good Westbrook Christian team.
Yeah, that's doesn't get any easier for either team.
There you see the region that Anniston competes in, and again, Handley and Anniston both 5-0 heading into this week's action. They both play next week. Jacksonville still a factor in this thing. Sandlin spins down to about the 42, and Piedmont will quickly call their final timeout to stop the clock with 1:27.
And that'll be their last one.
Timeout.
And again,
Piedmont.
what about this region?
Their third and final timeout of the half.
This 4A Region 4 that Anniston competes in. We saw earlier when we broke down the top 10, you've got Anniston, Handley, Jacksonville from this region, all in the top 10.
Yeah, it's a really good region, and yeah, that Anniston-Handley game will be a war. It really will. Well, you know, we've seen Handley and Jacksonville both, you know, in the Super 7 in the last few years, and that alone speaks to the strength of this this region, and this bunch right here that we've seen tonight certainly has the potential to do that as well.
And then the Piedmont Bulldogs, of course, top ranked in 3A, compete in 3A Region 6, and they obviously are the team to beat. But again, they've got to go to Westbrook Christian, who's off to a pretty good start this year also.
Yeah, I still think Piedmont's the team to beat in that region. But you know, this game, this game has been very, very physical, and it'll have an effect on next week as well.
So 3rd down and 6. Sandlin takes a snap and takes off, and reaches out and is going to be short of the 1st down. He does get it down to about the 38-yard line. Again, Piedmont now out of timeout, so the clock will continue to tick away here. Coach White, what do you do? Let it run all the way down, take a delay of game, and then punt?
Yeah, I think so.
Did it make you nervous as a coach to punt in this situation because of all that can go wrong with a punt?
You know, you could make a case now for not punting, you know, getting a kick blocked, and I think they may try to go for it right now. I think they are.
They hustle out. 2 seconds on the play clock. They do take the snap, and Sandlin's going to end the game.
Ball game. And you can see the reasoning for that. Go back to the state championship game.
There's a flag,
yeah,
Coach. Sorry to interrupt. But
no, it's all right.
Another flag.
I think they're going to say they weren't set, which is a little debatable.
Coach White, just you see, throws his hands up in the air.
Right to the snap. False start
now,
on the offense.
That ran some time now.
5-yard penalty brings up 4th down. The clock will start on the snap.
Now, but you can see why they went for it. You know, you go back to the Auburn Thompson game of a few years back. You know, when they punted and had the punt blocked. I mean, some things can go wrong there. So, I mean, there's certainly nothing wrong with that choice that they had. They will kick it now, though.
Of course, you're looking for a clean snap and good protection for the punter. The snap is there, and they get the punt away. So good job executing there. And it will be a touchback, but still, that's about the best Anniston could hope for in that situation.
I was really surprised that Piedmont did not go for the block there, but they did not. Well, 27 seconds, no timeouts. Ball on the 20-yard line, down 2. Piece of cake, right?
But you know, this is Piedmont.
Oh, yeah. Yep. No, I mean,
we're going to stick around for these final 27, right?
We are definitely going to do that, and it's been a great football game. And you think Anniston will loosen that defense a little bit, and they'll try to give up the middle of the field short, take away those sidelines. They want to try to keep those Piedmont receivers in bounds, if at all possible, and of course not give up anything deep.
So Hayes over the middle, pass is tipped and incomplete.
That one was almost picked as well. And again, that's right where Anniston wants the ball thrown. They want the ball thrown over the middle where that clock will keep running. Of course, the luck they've had has been with corners and fade routes deep. I think it'll be very difficult to get those. I think Anniston will take those away by alignment.
Hayes has this pass batted up in the air, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, big rush on the outside by the defensive end to the right of your screen. That's Hezekiah Harris. You know, Anniston just going with a four-man rush, no linebacker pressure or anything, and they got good pressure on the quarterback that time. Hayes really had nowhere to go with it.
Third and 10, 15 seconds. Hayes over the middle. It is caught by Hanson. And they're going to mark him down at the 38, and Piedmont will hustle up to the line of scrimmage. The clock
probably try to
stop for the moment with 8 seconds. They mark it at the 40. And Hayes will clock it with 5 seconds to go. And I guess, Coach, one more play barring a defensive penalty.
Yeah. Well, this is where the trickeration is going to come in. It was a nice catch, great concentration by Max Hansen to pull that ball in, but the Anniston secondary will be about as deep as the Calhoun County Courthouse, and that second level will be at about 15 and 20 yards. They're going to keep everything in front.
Hayes passes away. Probst catches it, pitches it back to Hansen, to Thornton. And Thornton looking for somebody to get the ball to, and he's going to be taken down at the 43, and that will end the game. But it took all 48 minutes to get the winner in this one as the Anniston Bulldogs come into the Field of Champions in Piedmont. First meeting between these two teams since 1948, and Anniston has won all 5 meetings in this series with Piedmont. And we're going to take a break and come back with some thoughts about this matchup tonight from the Field of Champions. Anniston a winner 30-28. Back in a moment.
Mr. President, Bessemer Superhighway is backed up. What are we going to do?
Are you serious? Get me the King Boys.
King Boys Towing is the fastest growing tow and recovery company in Birmingham and surrounding areas for one reason. Our customers are our top priority. Whether your car has been in an accident, is stuck in the driveway and won't start, or you just need a tow to your preferred repair shop, give us a call. Our fleet of flatbed tow trucks will provide courteous and fast service. King Boys Towing, 205-428-3235.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
You know, Tony, it's almost that time of year again. Well, we already know the outcome. Roll Tide. No, not that game. I'm talking about scoring the #1 truck in America for the last 45 years, the Ford F-150. Right now, you can order a new 2023 Ford F-150 at Sunny King Ford with absolutely no deposit. Choose the features you need and the extras you want. Only at Sunny King Ford. That's right, Sunny King Ford, on the sunny side of the street, Anniston, Oxford.
Now that's a catch.
And we're back at the Field of Champions. Just concluded this fantastic matchup tonight. Anniston coming into Piedmont. First time they met since way back in 1948, and the Bulldogs hold on and win a thriller by a final score of 30-28. And coaches, we're back on camera. You see there the shot there, both teams down on the field meeting there together after the game. That's just great sportsmanship by both teams. A hard-fought game. What a crazy game. I mean, this was everything you could envision when you saw this game on the schedule to start the season.
It really was. You know, there was ebb and flow that you get in championship games, and that's really what it was. These are two great teams. Some great athletic performances, some record-setting things, and some big plays when you had to have them.
There you see Coach Smith there with both teams praying after the game. So just hats off to both teams for the way they played and the way they've handled themselves in this game. And talk about the swings. It's 14-7 at halftime. Anniston with the halftime lead. Anniston comes out in the third quarter, outscores Piedmont 16-0. They're up 37. People think the game's over. Piedmont then outscores Anniston 21-0 in the fourth quarter. Jack Hayes really got going. 3 touchdown passes in that fourth quarter. It was anybody's game with 3:52 to go.
It really was. And I tell you, you know, one of the keys of this game was the punt on fourth down from midfield that was well covered and set Piedmont up deep in their own territory. Just too far to go for that Piedmont team. And really, you know, games like this come down to about 2 or 3 plays. You know, they say football games are decided by 5 plays, but that punt was one of those 5 plays.
All right, we're joined now down on the field by Anniston head coach Rico White. Coach, first off, congratulations on the win tonight. What a game! And this, you know, there's no region things at stake here tonight. This is just 2 Calhoun County teams, 2 top 10 teams coming into this week. Hadn't played in decades, and you come in here against a team that's won the 3A state championship 4 out of the last 7 years. Your team really looked good tonight. You're off to a great start. Again, a lot of ebb and flows in this game. I just got to get your overall thoughts about your team's win here tonight.
Man, first, God get all the glory. My team played well. But like I said, the second half, with that big lead, you know, sometimes teams get relaxed and adversity set in. And we still fought to the end, but we can't keep doing that. It's not safe.
Coach, tell me a little bit about Jaden Dobbins. You know, he had those 2 big interceptions, one to set up a score and one to kind of save the bacon, so to speak. Guys, it looked like he was all over the field.
Yes, you know, I tell you what, you expect that from guys like him. He's an explosive player. He's a leader, and someone had to make a play. He stepped up and did it. I'm glad he did, but you know, we expect those kind of things from those type of players.
Coach, kind of a big picture question here. Your team is off to a really good start. Now you're 6-0. You're ranked in the top 10. We mentioned at the beginning of our telecast how the way you've started this year is kind of bringing back some memories of the old glory days of Anniston football. Talk about what's been key for you since coming to Anniston and getting this program where it is right now.
I think the biggest thing is setting a good foundation and a standard. And this off season, you know, working hard every day, it carries over. You know, those hard summer days and pushing each other, pushing the coaches. I mean, it's work. So it paid off tonight, and that's what we work for.
Well, Coach, it doesn't get any easier next week, does it?
No, we got Hanley coming to town. You know, I'm going to try to sleep for about 2 hours, then I'll get on them.
Well, Coach, thanks a lot for joining us. And, again, congratulations on the win, and good luck next week against another tough team.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, that's Anniston head coach Rico White joining us here after the game. And our big-time entertainment player of the game, Cam Sandlin, Anniston quarterback. He had 2 touchdown passes in the game. He ran for a touchdown as well, Coach.
And had another one called back on another long run. And when they had to have it, he was just fantastic. Beat you with his feet and with his arm. You saw the post route for a touchdown. There's the quarterback off tackle for a score. Very deserving player of the game.
So congratulations to Cam Sandlin. Anniston quarterback played a very poised game tonight. Despite the ups and downs, a very solid leader for this Anniston team. And you think these type of games are really pay off for a team, especially once you get into the postseason.
You bet.
So this is a very good experience for Anniston. And Cam Sandlin tonight. Now time for our Fred Wilson, Calhoun County District 1 Commissioner play of the game. Coach?
Well, this is the last play of the game, so to speak, and the young man we talked about, Jaden Dommins, is able to come across and gets the great interception. You want that safety to be able to roam from sideline to sideline. I'm sure his coach would like him to get out on the ground a little bit quicker, but that was his second big interception of the game. So congratulations to Jaden Dobbins, again, our player of the game.
And what a game. And, you know, we knew that Piedmont is never out of a game. You know, they've proven that over the last few years in all of their great seasons, and they proved tonight they're never out of a game.
Well, you know, I think Coach Smith teaches so many great things to his young men. You saw the impact that it has, you know, in the meeting after the game, and I'm sure that Anniston is doing the same thing with their young men too, because both teams played with exemplary character. But you've kind of come to expect that from Piedmont, that no matter what the score is, they're going to keep playing and they're going to find a way to win. And they very easily could have won this game, but in the end, just too much Anniston.
Well, from Calhoun County tonight, we'll head south next week. Thursday Night Lights travels down to St. Michael's for Orange Beach versus St. Michael's, 7 o'clock kickoff. We hope you'll join us again on the AHSAA Game of the Week next Thursday night. And again, here at Piedmont, it was everything we could have asked for. A thrilling victory for the Anniston Bulldogs. They remain undefeated at 6-0. Piedmont drops to 3-2. But these two teams, they're going to be factors down the stretch.
I think we'll see them again.
Thanks for tuning in tonight for Thursday Night Lights from the Field of Champions. Congratulations to the Anniston Bulldogs. Winners tonight over Piedmont, 30-28.
It's the 1, 2, 3 sales event happening right now at AHSAA Honda. 1 year of free gas, 2 years of maintenance, and 3 months no payments. AHSAA Honda is ready to put you in a nicer, newer vehicle and keep more money in your pocket. Call 256-245-5000 for more details. 256-245-5000. Must buy a dealer-suggested retail price with dealer-approved lender. 1 year gas capped at $1,000 in the form of a gift card. 2 years of maintenance covers oil changes at recommended intervals. 3 months no payments require dealer-approved lender. See dealer.
Can go a long way. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and windcreekcasino.com.
Coach, a big victory at 63-7, but what was the turning point really for you in this one?
I think the turning point was when we blocked the punt, because it put us up 21 points. And you know, the players did a really good job at disguising it. We overloaded it. They brought a gunner in, which meant they really could block it.